This is
for that shit. So that way
so
we're
with a
fucked in the
plea
long
deal,
run.
right? With a plea deal, right? Depending on how you plead guilty on like drug charges, right? They hit you with a quaff, meaning a continuous without a finding, right? So when you
Right.
do the program, you do your probation, whatever the fuck you got to do, your shit is basically dismissed, but it still shows. You know what I mean? So if you're trying to get your CCW and shit like that, I'm just using this for an example. Let's just say you caught a fucking crack case, right? And you want to try to get your CCW, you would have to go in front of the judge again and ask. Your lawyer has to ask for him to reopen the case or vacate it. You know what I mean?
Right,
And
right,
it's
right.
like basically the same thing that Second and None told you. You
Mm-hmm.
go in front of the judge, they're gonna give you a date for pretrial, and then you're gonna go to trial again. You know what I mean? And like I said earlier, half of the time, 90% of the time, they're gonna dismiss the shit because them shits be so fucking old. So it's just you gotta apply yourself, and if you know the law, just you know what I mean, get in contact with your lawyer and see what he says. Because if they can lock your ass up and charge you with this shit, I'm pretty sure they can fuck around and somehow, some way, you can get that shit out of your record years later. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, man. I mean, I think
No,
it's crazy that people. Oh no, go ahead, Drew. We go.
no, I was just gonna say I don't think you should have to go through like you shouldn't have to go through all that, and considering the fact that it's the Constitution. But that's why I'm glad this shit happening the way it's happening. You know what I'm saying with all
Right.
this, because it's like Boosie ain't the first one to get overturned. It was another judge in fucking damn, it's a couple. It's like about five cases out there right now where they throwing them bitches out because people, you know what I mean, filing the motion to dismiss under the Second Amendment. You see what I'm saying? Saying that, you know what I mean, them trying to charge me violates their constitutional rights, they civil rights. You see what I'm saying? So like I feel like because I just don't feel like all that shit like y'all right, but I don't feel like we should have to go through all that, especially, you know what I'm saying, when it's the Second Amendment that the people, you know what I mean, the people got the right to bear arms, you know what I'm saying? Once I've paid my debt to society, I've gotten released. You feel like I'm safe out here in the world, you know what I'm saying? You gave me the right back to vote. Why the fuck I can't have my gun license back? Help me understand that.
right, GB, and to your point, that's to me that's the greatest buffer to your point is, hey, you gave me every single right back except for that one. Why? Why did you take that one away? What did I do so wrong to lose that one? You see what I'm saying?
I
I
see
had
what
an
you're
arson.
saying.
I had an arson charge, right? I had an arson charge. I burned down a car. I had a fraud charge. I stole a car. Why do I lose my gun rights? Doesn't make any
Exactly.
sense.
It
You
don't
see what I'm
make
saying?
no motherfucking sense. For life, they ain't got no stipulations on, you know what I'm saying? Like,
They don't
and
want you
that's
to know your rights,
that's a fact.
Drewby. They don't want you. They don't want you to know your rights because you know, like I know, when you go to the pen, everybody don't come home dumb as they went in there.
That's a
You
fact.
actually picking up books. You get educating yourself on a lot of different things, and that's what they taking away from you. They don't want no smart man, black man, dealing with they knowing their rights. And a lot of dudes go to jail and start figuring out their rights and coming home that much smarter. That's why they can tell the police, "Fuck you, I ain't getting out." If you off parole or probation, you know what I'm saying? Nah,
Yeah.
man, go call who the fuck you want to call. I ain't did shit. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? You could talk to them like that when you know your rights, but a lot of times we don't know them before we go to jail. We know them after. So they like, we still got to take their rights from them after the fact because they're a little smarter.
For
Smart.
sure, for sure, G. Wayne. And this is what I always tell everybody, right? Some things just matter. Whenever you get pulled over, I don't give a fuck if you're dirty or clean, whatever you got on you. The minute you get pulled over, the minute that fucking highway patrol or shirt take your ID, you start counting in your fucking head. Or you keep it counting. You let the you have to count for your lawyer. Give your lawyer the opportunity to say, hey, he sat for 35 minutes, he sat for 25 minutes, and argue that probable cause. Let that lawyer fight that. But if you give him ammunition, you don't even know to even count that time. They can't let you sit there for an hour for no fucking canine. You get that shit thrown out immediately. Just stay fucking calm, count that fucking time. That's your biggest asset is to give your lawyer the most information. I'm telling you guys, you start that shit
And this is
right off
why
the
we
bat.
are
That's
having rooms like this so we can educate people on this shit because it's very useful information.
Go ahead, whoever's.
And that's what I was saying. You learn that over trial and error. Like I got pulled over going across on my way to Arizona on the California side. Of course, they run my shit. Here come a backup. Here come all this other bullshit, right? So they like, do you got anything in the car? And I'm like, no, I was on parole at the time, so it was just like, okay, I know, I got my rights. I got to get out or whatever. So they tell me, oh, we got a hit. The dog hit. Fuck you mean? Ain't nothing in this motherfucker. I told them, you know what? Y'all just practicing. They handcuffed me, put me in the back of the car. I went to sleep. Woke me up an hour and a half later. Hey, man, I told my supervisor I didn't think nothing was in here because you wasn't nervous. I said, nah, motherfucker, I told you that you was just practicing. It ain't nothing in here, man. So y'all go through the motions, do what the fuck y'all gonna do, but put my shit back together. They took the dashboards off, the motherfucking door panels. Just put my shit back the way you found it. Have a nice night. Man, fuck you.
So can I just say, I was reading like the ruling that was made by the Ninth Circuit Court, right? And it's really a big deal. Because it sounds like it goes, um, what they're trying to do is, first of all, the the prosecution of whoever it was that, did this, the prosecutors want the entire panel of judges in the Ninth Circuit to hear the case like in an appeal kind of thing, because they don't think that it should go that way. But just based on what I was reading, and I heard Drewby say he did some research and stuff, it sounds like convicted felons have been prohibited, right, from having the right of a constitutional right, basically. So my question was, if you have, you are a felon, but you have served your time, whether your crime was a violent crime or not, they're trying to decide whether or not you have that right to really bear, and carry the right to bear arms. This is like really a big
It's
deal.
monumental. Yeah, and
Hey,
it's not even only the fact. Go ahead, Ewan.
No, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, Sunshine. That's why they've been trying to get this move to the Ninth Circuit. And when it comes to federal cases, a lot of things have been overturned in the Ninth Circuit. The other circuits, they like old fashioned. The Ninth Circuit, which is like the California side, that's where they always want to get these cases. They've turned over so many laws. I mean, the crack law, all those things, the disparity, all that shit came out of the Ninth Circuit. Go ahead.
And yeah, like what I was gonna say is they're not only blocking the right to bear arms, they're blocking you obviously that, but there's so many other elements that you could do. You can make money in arms dealing and shit like that. Some people like to collect it. That's barring you from all of the FFL licenses that I just literally learned about. Shout out to the homie Prince. Like, there's mad different avenues when it comes to this shit. People be making bread, they make their own stores. That's stopping you from a method to feed your family and shit, let alone protect your family and shit. So this is a major thing. Like Sunshine said, shit is monumental, y'all.
Right, because okay, so this was the other thing. I just started reading it again. But just going back into, so like, how people, all right, domestic violence cases or whatever, and you get into a domestic with your girl or your dude or whatever, and then you go into district court and they're like, okay, now you can't have a gun, you can't have this because whatever. They're even like looking at that and saying, yo, like how do you make the distinction of like who, and I guess it's based on violent crimes or whatever, that can have a gun. But then they went all the way back to like before, like the 1800s, I would assume, or whatever, whenever it was enacted into the Constitution or whatever. And like some people back then, when you did shit like you lost your land, it's like really a big deal. So I really believe that mm, Black people need to be on the right side of this and decide like to get down with the get down, because could make a difference of like, like states like New York where you can't have like legally carry a weapon even though it's your constitutional right. You know what I'm saying? It could flip a whole bunch of different things.
Sunshine, you 100% on it. Imagine somebody coming to you right now and a bunch of troops just take over your house.
Say that again. A bunch of what?
I said, imagine a bunch of state troops or federal troops just come to your house and just take it over right now, kick you out.
Okay, so you got to tell me what's the parallel to that.
Right, that's the amendment. That's one of the protections of the Constitution. You don't have to give up your house to quarter federal troops.
Oh, okay.
Right?
So I
Europe.
get it. Okay.
Like we have so many protections by the Constitution that doesn't allow the government to infringe upon our rights as citizens, right? For a reason, or they'll just do that stuff. So some of the things we take for granted are real rights. So why do they care about this one so damn much?
When it
the same as all the others.
Do y'all know when they changed that law in New York for that you couldn't carry? Y'all know when?
I think it's always been that way.
No, see, all right, California. They changed. California should be like Nevada and Arizona, right to bear arms states, before the Black Panthers got involved. When they marched up to the state capitol with those guns, they decided to change all the laws. That's why California laws are so fucked up, because the Black Panthers knew their rights to bear arms, and because they did that, that's how our laws got so strict. So I think that was what, in the 60s?
So I looked it up.
When they changed that?
That fashion one that cut you off, it's like 1911.
Yeah, wow. I wonder what happened to make them do that. Because it's always a trigger.
It says the Sullivan Act of 1911 basically requires licenses for handguns now. 1911. I could keep reading, but go ahead.
No, I mean, I get the part about the licensing, right? Because that's, probably something that you do in order to bear the arm. I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't see like where.
Sunshine, that's the issue. That's the opposite, right? The licensing is to prevent you from having a firearm, to put extra restrictions on it. The Constitution says you can have one. They say, well, come get this license, and it says you have to be this, you have to be that, you can't have this, you can't have that. Your rights are not being infringed, which means there is no license, there is no certificate, there is no registration. That's the whole point of the ruling, is saying, hey, all of that shit that you guys are doing, the Constitution says that this right would not be infringed upon, which means don't fucking touch it.
That's a
Go ahead, Sunshine.
Oh no, I'm glad you cleared that up.
Before you go, I'm gonna say that I feel like we get it misconfused in regards to our rights as opposed to what the government say our rights is. You see, and that's where the miscommunication is. We think what the government say goes, not realizing that this government was imposed on us. So to protect us, you know what I'm saying, from how the government, the government, taking advantage of us. That's why the Bill of Rights was created, the Declaration of Independence was created, to protect us, your First and Second Amendment rights, you see what I'm saying? You can't sit up here when they say the people got the right, you feel me, the bear arms. You can't turn around and say, well, we're going to make it, to whereas they have to have a license to bear arms. You see what I'm saying? When no, y'all got to respect our right as a people. You can't come and try to change that. That's a form of control, and it's a violation of our constitutional rights.
So can I make the complex situation even more complex?
Let's go. We here.
So all right. If this makes it beyond the full panel of judges of the Ninth Circuit all the way to the Supreme Court, right? And then it is decided to stay on the right side of this, which allows for, people to have the right, or even after serving their time or whatever, they can get back their, right, or whatever y'all call it. I heard you say that. then what does that mean for people who were convicted? Do they retroactively do it? Just say, for instance, somebody got caught with a gun. They weren't being violent, but they just basically had a gun. They got caught with it, and they're doing 5 years or 10 years or whatever. What happens to them if it
Well,
gets flipped by the
well,
Supreme Court?
civil rights overruled. They got. If I feel like they would have to take it upon themselves to file a motion in the spot that they in. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it should be retroactive because it's a violation of people's constitutional rights. You see what I'm saying? You feel me? That's them done locked a lot of people up for some shit they shouldn't have been locked up for at all. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So in that regard, I don't know how they would go about doing it, but I figure, you know what I mean, the type of government that we have, they ain't gonna acknowledge it until you put it in their face. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I'm gonna give y'all an example, right? There was this fake scientist here, and she worked for Massachusetts State Labs, checking all the drugs from everybody, blah blah blah, and she really didn't have the education. She didn't have any of the necessary licenses or training, and she wasn't not even she just basically kind of faked
Hey,
her
wait,
way
don't
into. Huh? What you say, JL?
say it politically correct. That motherfucker was letting motherfuckers pass, like in urine and all that shit. She was doing all types of crazy, grimy shit and got caught up for the
Yeah,
shit. So she
but
knew what
on
she
the
was doing.
but on the flip side though, Jo, what she was also doing though, right? Say you got locked up and you had some oregano in your pocket, and she pretended like she was testing it, and that oregano or the sugar was cocaine and the oregano was weed. And so all the cases that she had touched with, you know, so-called her expert opinion and scientific proof that what, you got caught with, you went to jail for, even if in fact it wasn't. So once it was discovered that she wasn't who she said she was, all those cases that she had put her hands on got thrown out. And so some people who were a lot of people who were convicted of, whatever it was that they were convicted for, they ended up getting all of those charges dismissed. So I was just not,
no, I see what you're saying, Sunshine, but you got to remember the scope is extremely bigger when it comes down to something like that. Why this shit big? Because they've been locking motherfuckers up for years for possession of guns. You know what I'm saying? Felon in possession of a firearm. You see what I'm saying? So this is big. But that's why I say, like, you know what I mean? Like that particular trail, you can follow that trail, you know what I'm saying? And anybody that person touched, you know what I'm saying, you would have to release them because, you know what I mean, we found out this bitch been doing some bullshit, you know what I'm
no,
talking
but
about?
that's,
So in
I'm
turn,
sorry, Juby, I'm sorry to cut you off, but that's the point I was trying to make is that at the end of the day, once the judge ruled on whatever it was she ruled on, then they had to let those people go. And so what I'm
right.
saying
But what I'm
in the
telling,
sense
what
of
I'm,
this drug case, I'm sorry, in the gun thing, is like, what would they do if
just
the
what I'm telling you,
Supreme
it's a lot.
Court said,
That's what I'm telling you. It's a lot bigger. So like, I feel like that's why I say they would have to put it in front of their face, meaning like they would have to, like the people that's locked up, you know what I'm saying? Because I figure like it's only right that they run it retroactive, considering the fact it's a violation of your constitutional rights. Ain't no way around that, you know what I'm talking about? They have to release them, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I feel like they would have to act from inside there and file a motion, you know what I mean, so that, you know what I mean, they can be seen in front of a judge, you know what I'm saying, that case be presented and they get kicked out. It's fucked up. You would figure that, you know what I mean, they would go through, but I just don't see the government doing that. I ain't never seen them do that. Cause like I was saying with Prince, like I was just trying, like with the retroactive with the weed, you know what I'm saying? I ain't see nobody, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I mean, get released or, you know what I mean, no favor, like in regards to the people that was already in there before they passed them laws, you know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, does anybody have like an instance? Like, I mean, you know how we, like, we could just explain it. Somebody's been dismissed. I'm sure somebody on the floor has had something dismissed. If they don't mind explaining it, then we can go into that. Does anybody have any situations that are similar to this, or any dismissals that would be relative to this that we can speak about? That doesn't mind sharing, like.
You know what? I got one double. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Prince. What up?
All right.
You say you got. All right, shit.
Yeah, let me PTR this real
Read
fast
up.
because I really want to. The second thing I was talking about in JO as well, I really want to just explain to the floor what actual dismissal paperwork looks like, what boxes they check if they don't want to give you your gun rights back, and what they don't check, right? So if you guys bear with me real quick. So the first thing that they do is basically they list your name, your public defender's name, or your lawyer's name, X, Y, and Z. It'll be the people versus your state versus you, and it'll say order of dismissal. It'll give the penal code for whatever dismissal paperwork you have and your actual case number. The first sentence basically states that the court finds from the records on the file in this case and from the foregoing petition that granting relief is in the interest of the justice, and that the petitioner, the defendant in the above entitled action is eligible for and orders the following requested relief. The first box, it has a check mark. It says the court deems all conditions of probation other than victim restitution to be satisfied, including fines, fees, assessments, and programs. If they check that box, that means that you satisfy that condition. The second condition is the court terminates probation prior to the expiration of the term of probation if the term of probation has not yet expired. So basically, if you got off early, they'll check that box because obviously you can't get your rights back if you're still on probation. The next box is number 3. The court grants the petition for reduction of a felony to a misdemeanor. Maximum punishment of 364 days per Penal Code 18.5 under Penal Code Section 17B, and reduces the following felony convictions to misdemeanors. I'll read that again slowly. The court grants the petition for reduction of a felony to a misdemeanor. Remember, a felony has to be incarceration for more than a year, right? So the petition for reduction of a felony to a misdemeanor, maximum punishment of 364 days under these 2 penal codes, and reduces the felony convictions to misdemeanors. This is where there's 2 sections here. It says one section that has all felony convictions in the above entitled action, or only the following felony convictions in the above entitled action. So this is where they'll specify, hey, per your court case, this is what felonies we're going to reduce to a misdemeanor. We're either going to reduce them all. Sorry, I had a phone call. We're either going to reduce them all to a misdemeanor, or we're only going to reduce certain ones to a misdemeanor, right? Block number 4, the court denies the petition for reduction of a felony to a misdemeanor under Penal Code Section 17B for the following felony convictions. It'll either say all or just specific ones. If they check that box, that means they're going to deny that. They're going to reduce that felony to misdemeanor. So although it is reducible, it doesn't mean that the prosecutor is going to reduce it to give you your rights back. You kind of see how that works? They still can check that box that says, you know what? We're not going to reduce them all, or we're not going to reduce some of them. Block number 5. This is very important too. The court grants the petition for dismissal regarding the following felony convictions. God damn it. Number 5, the court grants the petition for dismissal regarding the following felony convictions in accordance with the Penal Code, blah, 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 blah. And it is ordered that all pleas, pay attention, all pleas, verdicts, or findings of guilt be set aside and vacated, and a plea of not guilty be entered, and that complaint be and is hereby dismissed.
There we go.
It's either all felony convictions or part of them. I'll read it one more time. The court grants the petition for dismissal regarding the felony convictions in accordance with whatever penal code it is for your state, and it is ordered that pleas, verdicts, or findings of guilt be set aside and vacated, and a plea of not guilty be entered. Does everybody understand what that means? That's like you never did this shit.
That's what I was talking about. That you go in front of the judge, reopen the shit. You reopen the case to get it vacated, meaning it's not going to be on there because what you're talking about is still going to show. The misdemeanor is still going to show. What I'm talking about is you going in front of the judge and your shit is going to get wiped out clean because they're going to open that case. They're going to reopen the case back up. They're going to try you again. But the chance of you going to fucking jail is slim to none.
And
you know
this is why you have to show your dismissal paperwork, because if that box is not checked, then we know what.
Yeah, that's true. But that's why sometimes it's good to just hire a lawyer, spend a little money, and go that route to vacate your shit instead of having it as a misdemeanor. Because anything that has to do with, let's say, work related or something like that, and it has to do with, like, the feds has to do your query, it's going to show. It's still going to show. It's not going to show as a felony, but it's still going to show. You want this shit not to show anywhere.
And what I want you guys to understand up to this part, they can do the first 3 or 4 sections and not do this part and still fuck you over. They could reduce it to a misdemeanor, right? They could reduce some of the charges to misdemeanor, but they don't got to dismiss it all, though. They don't have to reverse it. They don't have to reverse your guilty plea to not guilty.
But if your lawyer go in front of the judge and ask him to grant him motion to vacate your case, to reopen 100%. It, to vacate it, you know what I mean? You have a chance to do it. You know what I mean? They would have to grant you that once you you go to court and stuff like that.
100%, Jay. Let me keep reading.
You know what I mean?
Right. So number 6, the court denies the petition for dismissal regarding the felony convictions, and they'll say either all, right, or part of them. So let's just recap. The court can either reduce them to a misdemeanor, right? Either all of them or some of them, or they can deny them. If they approve it all, they can then dismiss it, which is something different. This goes past expungement. Dismissal is past expungement. See how that works? Or they can deny it all. The next thing that they check is blocks number 7. This is going to excite a lot of people. The court orders, in accordance with Penal Code for California, it's 1170.9 Hotel 4 Delta, the sealing, pay attention, the sealing of police records of the arrest and court records of the dismissed action, hereafter viewable by the public only in accordance with a court order. I'll read it again. The sealing of police records of the arrest. That's your arrest report. That gets sealed too. Not just your court documents, your actual arrest report. That gets sealed too. So nobody can just do a freedom of mission and get your name and say, hey, I know this guy got arrested at this point. Even though I don't see shit in the system, let me get that arrest record. Let me get that arrest report. That goes by 2. Everybody tracking? Block number 8. Here's the, sorry, you might got a question?
Nope, you're good.
Block number 8, very important. Remember, these are all check boxes. They either check it or they don't. The court orders that the Department of Justice be notified of the sealing order. That's the reason why you keep your dismissal paperwork. I can really tell that. You keep it with you at all times, because guess what? In number 8, they don't really do that shit. They don't hit up everybody and let everyone know that you don't have these charges anymore. The system does what? The system will always system. That's why you keep paperwork on you at all times. So number 9, it says, if this order is granted, the petitioner is released from all penalties and disabilities resulting from the offense. Once again, the petitioner is released from all penalties and disabilities. Disabilities means obviously handicaps, right? Taking your rights away. That's the synonym here. Resulting from the offenses of which he or she has been convicted in the dismissed action. Any questions on that? Released from all penalties and disabilities that they were dismissed from. There is nothing lingering after they dismiss your case. Dismissal of the conviction does not automatically relieve a person from the requirement to register as a sex offender under Penal Code. We're not sex offenders, we'll fuck about that. But just because you get dismissal, it doesn't mean that you don't have to fucking register. You still have to register, even though you're a fucking sex offender, as you should. You got it all on your fucking jacket. I don't give a fuck what you did. You still have to fucking register under that act. It says it right here. The petitioner is not obligated to disclose the arrest on the dismissed action or the conviction that was set aside when information concerning prior arrests or convictions is requested to be given under oath, affirmation, or otherwise, except when he or she is required to disclose the arrest, the conviction that was set aside, and a dismissed action in response to any direct question containing any questionnaire or application for any law enforcement position. Long story long, if somebody ever asks you on a job application, have you been arrested? X, Y, and Z, do you have a sealed case? Unless you're applying for law enforcement, you answer fucking no. It's in your paperwork. You answer no. That's your right. You don't have a case anymore. You don't have a felony anymore. You don't have an arrest record anymore.
There we go.
You answer fucking no. Unless you're applying for law enforcement, then you just answer fucking yes. Because guess who can fucking see it? Law enforcement all the time. But I'm gonna give you a secret.
Wait, could you read that one again?
I will. Let me give you the secret first, Sunshine. I'll give you a secret. When law enforcement looks up your record, it shows as an entry. It shows you have a record. It doesn't show you what the fuck it is. But let me read this once again. The petitioner is not obligated to disclose the arrest on the dismissed action. Keyword, on the dismissed action, or the conviction that was set aside when information concerning prior arrests or convictions is requested to be given under oath, which means when you go under oath, dispositions or courtroom. Affirmation, if somebody asks you the truth, affirmation of the truth, asks you to tell the truth, you don't have to tell them the truth at all. The answer is no. Or otherwise, except when he or she is required to disclose the arrest, the conviction that was set aside, and the dismissed action in response to any direct question contained in any questionnaire or application for any law enforcement position. You good, Sunshine? So basically, unless you're
tricky, that sounds a little tricky.
So to me, it reads that once your actions are dismissed, whichever charge is dismissed, you don't have to tell anyone that you did it. Even if you're under oath, doesn't matter. You can say you don't have a arrest unless you're applying to be a cop.
No, but you read some part in there where there was something else after that, where you said something about a conviction. You mentioned
the conviction that was set aside. So remember, there's two.
So what does a set aside conviction mean?
Set aside means it's dismissed, right? You set it aside, like you were found guilty, or you just set it aside, like you vacated it. It's gone. So remember, it's your felony gets reduced. That's number one, and then they have to set that guilty aside. That conviction that you had, set that aside, which means it has to go bye-bye. You have to go before the judge. The judge finds you not guilty, sets that conviction, that guilty aside now, and does all that paperwork. So it's like you never got convicted at all. Your guilty plea, your guilty verdict is now gone. That's what it means by a conviction set aside. Make any sense?
Yeah, but how does a conviction get set aside after you're convicted?
If you get your dismissal, if that's the point. So if you're asking me personally how I did it, I went to a program to get it done. But if you wait, depending on your state, if you wait 10 years,
as
5
upon
years,
a condition of your conviction, you meet these X, Y, and Z, ABC requirements, and upon that, then those charges will no longer appear. That's what you're saying.
Right. That's if you apply to get this kind of paperwork done, which is a full dismissal. I'm reading you what a full dismissal looks like. Like I was granted a full dismissal, which means they checked all those boxes that said these things. If you don't have the paperwork, it's just an empty form. And then the prosecutor and the judge will obviously check it depending on what the judge authorizes, right? So you can go and apply for these things, go before the judge and ask for these things. You have a hearing for it, and they tell you no. We're not going to vacate that. We're not going to set aside that arrest record. We're going to reduce this to a misdemeanor, but we're just not going to do that. So you never get your gun rights back. See how that works?
Okay, now I
conviction on your record. Right.
Now you
So
could
once
get a conviction like that overturned, even if you serve time.
100%. Yeah, I'm living proof. Serve time,
Yeah,
conviction
even if you
overturned,
serve time, it doesn't matter.
dismissed, arrest record reversed, deleted. Realistically, it's deleted. That arrest report is kind of deleted. They don't want to tell you that, but it gets deleted out the system. Like that's a full dismissal. Different from an expungement, different from a seal order. Full dismissal is different. That's expungement, sealed, all the above in one.
So
That's
your query report then doesn't. Okay, so there's like certain times where you do apply for positions or whatever it
Right.
is, and they have to run your record or whatever. And so, are you saying that your record no longer appears anywhere in the system?
don't have one. If you get a full dismissal, you won't have one, because the only way for you to get your gun rights back is for you to show that full dismissal, because you notice how it says the Department of Justice gets notified. Without that, the Department of Justice thinks you still have what? A felony. You're getting booked, regardless of what the state does. It's kind of how that works. You have a question, Sunshine?
No, that's news to me, because we have like a system here where like certain ways, or you give employers or whoever you give them the right to kind of run your background, and once you do that, there's some sort of database where whatever it is appears on there.
Right. Let's talk about what database they use to run your background. We do a simple background check, and they just run the public records of every single state that you said you were in for the last 7 years. All they do is pull the county records from the website, and they see if you were arrested. That's all they can do with a public record search without a court order. That's it. So to them, to your employer, this doesn't show at all if you get it dismissed or not. It's only going to show if you apply for what? A law enforcement job, they do your background, or the next section gets into when it will show. Cool, Sunshine?
Yeah, I'm good. I didn't mean to take up all that time, but
No, you
appreciate
Nah,
it.
you good? Shit,
100%
y'all
good.
good.
I'm almost done,
Killing it.
y'all. I'm almost done, y'all. So the dismissal of the action shall be a bar. Pay attention to this. The dismissal of the action shall be a bar to any future action based on the conduct charged in the dismissed action. So don't fucking do it again. That's what that means to me. In any subsequent prosecution for any other offense, a conviction that was set aside in the dismissed action may be pleaded and proved as a prior conviction and shall have the same effect as if the dismissal had not been granted. Let me read that again. In any subsequent prosecution, so if you get in trouble again for any other offense, for anything else, right? A conviction that was set aside. So remember, Sunshine, the conviction that before that we said, hey, you were guilty of, but you're not guilty now because we gave you your rights back. Right. In the dismissed action, so if it followed by that same action, it may be pleaded and proved as a prior conviction and shall have the same effect as if the dismissal had not been granted. That's
So
a
the
loophole.
shit can come back up basically if you fuck up.
If you do the same thing.
Okay.
They go right back in the jail for the same
Right.
charge.
So if you get the dismissal, you might not want to have assault or double weapon again. Right? So, okay. One more thing. A conviction that was set aside in a dismissed action may be considered a conviction for the purpose of administratively revoking or suspending or otherwise limiting the petitioner's driving privileges on the ground of 2 or more convictions. I guess that's for DUIs. So here's a great fucking point. The petitioner's DNA sample and profile in the DNA data bank shall not be removed by a dismissal.
Interesting.
Does that violate your constitutional right or not? It fucking does.
Interesting.
So here's a good point. We were arguing gun rights, right?
But wait,
But here,
before you move
go ahead.
on. So, but
Go ahead.
doesn't that kind of sound like double jeopardy in a sense when that same conviction that was vacated, or what's the word you're using?
Set
Are
aside.
you use set aside
Mhm.
can be then used in the future? That kind of to me sounds like double jeopardy.
You
Because
know
if you're
why?
gonna wipe something clean from somebody after they've met the conditions, but then say, well, you signed this shit, so even though it's gone, we gonna bring it back. That sounds like I don't know, it sounds like a rabbit hole to me.
The law is to be challenged.
So that's
It's not
sunshine.
perfect.
I think you are
But that's only if
1000%
you
correct.
violate again. It's not like they're just gonna bring it up out of nowhere.
Right.
Right,
It's
Right.
but
only if you
my
violate again that yes, why would they give you this, this right to vacate it or set it aside and give you this second chance and then you fuck up? It's like a slap in their face. Yes, we can still dig that shit back
But
up.
hold on, ain't no
But for
second
right
chance.
right,
now,
No, ain't no
but
second chance if you violate my constitutional rights. Before the government was my rights to bear
it's the
arms.
DNA, but they're
No.
clearing out everything. Okay, the DNA, okay, I get it. That is a violation. But this coming back up after you've done this same thing again is the reason why. Just don't do the shit again.
But wouldn't
yeah,
that
but
be
it
double
wasn't the
jeopardy?
same thing. He wasn't saying the same thing. I thought he said
He said the same thing.
anything.
The
No,
same thing. But listen, my thing is, would that not be double
well,
jeopardy? If I did my time for it, would that not be double jeopardy? You holding me accountable for it again?
that's my point. But I
Well, you
thought
would have to
Prince
commit
said,
another crime, and that other crime is different. It's the same type of crime, but it's a different time. So if you do that again, then they can hold it against you even worse than a person that hasn't before.
So this
The
is what
question
Is what I got
this is
from
what
it.
I
That's
think.
what
This is
I'm.
what
I
I
don't
think.
know.
Yeah, this is what I think
That's
gonna
what I.
happen, right? To everyone's point, let's say you do something again, and now let's say you go to Fed time. This is gonna
wait, but
charge you
Prince,
with that.
could you just
Go ahead.
clear up when you say do something? Are you saying something new or something the same?
So it says, let me read it from the paperwork, sunshine. It says, any subsequent prosecution for any other offense, right? A
That's
conviction
all I
that was
needed
set
to hear.
aside in the dismissed action may be pleaded and proved as a prior conviction. So if you get convicted again, this is how it reads to me. If you get convicted again of something that was in the same stratosphere, let's say stratosphere, but in the same dismissed action, we're going to take that original plea and prove that as a prior conviction.
Yeah, so
So
it's
now,
a prior. It's not that they're gonna try them like as double jeopardy. It'll just be considered a prior. Instead of it being erased, it'll now be
right,
considered a prior.
This
and
the
now,
thing.
and
They
now that
use the
has to,
points to enhance the charge. That's
that,
they
good point,
holding.
GB.
They definitely holding you accountable for it.
Right,
Whether your original charge is the primary, or they take one of them charges and make that the primary because it hold more time. See, they play a mean game. So that's why I'm asking the question. Like, is that double jeopardy? Because they're utilizing the points from your priors, you know what I'm saying, to enhance your primary.
right. You can look at two constitutional loopholes. That's the point, Ebony. Right. For the sake of argument, your argument is great. So is Juby's. You can argue. To me, you can argue both ways, right? If you're gonna give me my rights back, and you say my rights are 100% non-void, untrampable, right, uninfringed, I got them back, which means my new charge should just be a fresh charge. Right?
No, they're giving it back on the strength that you don't do that shit again.
But
If you do that shit again, it's going to be considered a prior.
Because you
But
like
here's
It's not like they're
broke the
going to
agreement.
try you
though.
again like double jeopardy and try you again. No, but it
Right.
should be considered a prior.
The
Just like you
argument,
broke the agreement, though.
the argument, Ebony, though, is that they shouldn't have taken it away in the first place. Is the argument. So they're giving you back something that they should never take away anyway.
There we go.
That's the argument.
So they should have
They're
never been
only
able to
giving
take
it
away.
back if you fuck up. If you don't, they don't give it back. You get a
can't-
chance to
Right,
get a
but I
job,
see
a
what he's
real
saying.
job, and a real fucking, chance at life.
Right.
That's
But,
on you.
But you
they're saying
can't
that he
take it
should have
away
never been
anyway.
able to take it in the first place, based on the Second Amendment. It should the right to bear arms.
Right.
It doesn't specify any of this shit. That's why I'm wondering, where do these laws? How do they stipulate or make these laws? Where do these laws? Where are they based? Because it's like, oh well, we can do this and we can do that. What is is supporting that argument. Because all that shit that you read, it's like loopholes and this, that, and the third. And if you don't, it's the agreement that you're having with them. But I guess what part of the Constitution or what law gives them the right to do that? I guess them being a judge.
So these aren't people that want this to be stricken from their record. They're just doing this, is what you're saying?
Well, I got a link up at the top. We're gonna play some audio. We're gonna play some shit, and then it's gonna segue into this shit. We're gonna continue the conversation. It's some kids that are celebrating some shit. Give me 2 seconds.
And also, thanks for the room for listening. Salute. Hopefully, we learned something today.
Yeah, that was highly informative. That ass.
I just want to throw out there, you know that the Second Amendment has been ratified like 7 times. That's why it is the way that it is right now.
We ain't talking to you.
I'm just saying, you can look it up.
But hey,
you can give her a point. Give me your shit. Epic, do your shit.
While Double's grabbing that concept, just another tip, right?
The Second Amendment.
Epic, hold on one second. Epic, hold on one second. Hey. Okay.
What the fuck is that?
Hey, Epic, go ahead.
I was saying that the Second Amendment has been ratified 7 times since it's been created, so that's why it is what it is right now. So the first one, they amended it. The first time was overview of the Second Amendment, which they went into it. Then it was the second one, historical background on it. Then they went on to an early Second Amendment jurisprudence on it. Then they went to a Heller individual right to firearms. Then they went to post-Heller issues and application of Second Amendment states. Then they went to Bruin and concealed carry licenses. And the last amendment they did to it was Romney and applying the Second Amendment Bruin standard. So that's why it's the way that it is.
I think that was him too. On the whoever take me with a ring. He had that fat shot on. Like, he had it. He had it. He had it. Go shoot me 3 times. On the homies, I got the corroborate. Why he stopped chasing you and started chasing the beach? He had that to my face. It wasn't nowhere else for me to go, dog. Homies, he's so shit. I ain't gonna think he's shitty for that. And he left me. I opened the door. He left. And then how did he go past that? Oh, I would have slipped. That's why I need to be the driver on the homies. I should have sent you in on the homies. On the homies. Yeah. Oh no, homies. But I see you run that way, and I got you. I see you get his merch. I got that on the first.
All right. So, what do y'all think y'all just listened to? What do y'all think y'all just heard? If you don't, go ahead.
2 little niggas excited that they got arrested.
Literally, bro. Like, they're excited that they were apprehended on some $60,000 car fucking like theft shit. Why are they excited for this shit? What is it in the social media that has got these motherfuckers so fucked up that they want to catch cases? And we're sitting here educated. We got Prince sitting there elaborating and extrapolating on all these legalese type crazy shit so he can get out of the trouble. But these motherfuckers are excited to get into that shit.
Clout.
That shit is nuts, man. Like, that shit just blew me away. I just wanted to see what y'all think about it. Older, younger generation, everybody. There it is. On the T-ball thing. Give it away.
Man, it's that clout. Clout is a drug, man. And a lot of these young motherfuckers, that's all everybody talk about is do this, do that. You got to do this to be. And that's what these motherfuckers think is cool now. Like,
Hey, Cam, you're younger. You think clout's like 4 or 5 times more than peer pressure? Or do you think like it's peer pressure over clout?
it's 1000% clout because motherfuckers is like, okay, I hear what you're saying, right? Peer pressure, but I feel like in this day and age, nobody is telling these niggas, yo, go outside and do this. They want to go outside. These little niggas want to sell drugs. They want to fucking be kicking indoors because it's cool to these niggas. Niggas back in the day was doing this shit for necessity to feed their family. These niggas be in the suburbs trying to trap. Talking about, yeah, nigga, I'm getting to it. Nigga, you got your first ounce because your mama allowance. Nigga, like, what are you talking about?
Let me ask this question, Nino. Let me ask you this question, Nino. Don't clout and peer pressure go hand in hand because you're doing shit for your peers for the clout of your peers, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if the reward of peer pressure wasn't approval of your peers, aka clout, niggas wouldn't fold for it as much as they do. You know what I'm saying? So I just think clout and peer pressure go hand in hand.
They feed one another, Eric. That's a fact.
Hey,
They
these niggas
feed
just call
one
me
another.
Nino.
Well, let me ask you a question though,
Oh,
Eric.
my bad, bro.
I think that's the point though. Like some of the conversations we have just in the sports center room, just in our group chat about what money, stocks, bonds, X, Y, and Z. So it's peer pressure to do what? Be successful, do all these things. It's not negative peer pressure though, right? So I just think it's an uber negative. Clout is just negative. It has negative connotation to it.
That's what it became because, you know, at a certain point, clout was just being popular. But then once it became, you get popular for very specific things now, and clout turned into some like, you know, niggas getting clouded up because of what? Niggas got money because they outside. Like, look, boom. You're not gonna tell a nigga that went to college that he got clout now. You're not gonna tell a nigga that he just started a business and you know he just hit his first $100,000, or he just got out, he just got in the black with his business. Hey, yo, you clouded up now, bro, because you making money. You're not gonna say that.
I think you gotta add the influence to it. Like I think clout is when you add the influence to it, then you get the clout.
Exactly.
So I think I want to piggyback off what Cam was saying about how he was saying niggas wanted to get popular and shit. I think clout evolved into, all right, you want to be popular and known to the people around you because you had no way of broadcasting it to the world. Now clout turned into people want to be popular around the world. So at first it was people just want to be popping locally. Now niggas just be trying to get their name known worldwide, and that's how that shit is.
And the quickest way
And
to do
everything
that,
not clout. Let's be honest. People be make up their own clout. It's fake. It's like, oh, if I do this, I get that. No, you just doing it just to see if you get it. They'll make it up. So sometimes that clout stuff ain't really real. They just talking about.
that's a fact, Larry.
Yeah, I don't see that shit translating to real life. Like some people have clout. Like I met Fat Boy SSE, but he been like nice with it and funny for mad years. And you know, he was lit. Like he was just like he was on the videos. Like for some people, you see him and they just look kind of different than the shit that they're portraying on the internet. And it'd be like, that guy's a clout grabber. Like he a clout motherfucker. And that shit does not translate into money. Unless you can translate it.
Yeah, that was my point, though. But if you're not making no money off of it, then what are you doing it for?
And then niggas,
we know how it ends, Cam. It ends in what? Doom and despair.
Exactly. And motherfuckers, the quickest way to get popular, unfortunately, especially in American society, is to do some crazy shit, to do some negative ass shit. If a crazy motherfucker, like I don't want, like God forbid this happen, but if a motherfucker walk into a Walmart and just shoot up in the air 100 times and then leave, that article's gonna go fucking crazy. That nigga, he didn't hurt nobody, he didn't do nobody, but he did some wild dumb shit, and it's gonna be all over every fucking social media outlet, everything. And that motherfucker, that's inherently negative. You know, you scaring motherfuckers doing that dumb shit, and then you know, even to go even further, if a motherfucker did actually go on a killing spree, look how publicized them shits is.
Kyle Rittenhouse and shit.
Exactly.
The guy sold his gun and fucking got mad money off of it. And I was thinking about that yesterday. They tried to make it into a racial thing, but I guess it wasn't because he was just low-key defending himself. But he shot, like, it was a whole fucking, like, situation, man. That was crazy. But they do promote that shit. They will let you get your little 15 minutes of fame. It seems like 15 minutes of fame is a couple months, though, on the internet now. And they start getting these little reality shows. And, you know, it's a whole bunch of them. Like, the Hawk Tour girl, like, what the fuck?
But
What
do
the
you
fuck
guys
is
think?
that?
But do you guys think the Kyle Rittenhouse kid was doing it for that? You think he was looking for fame? Because I don't think so.
Nah, I don't think he was doing. He literally killed people, didn't he?
Yeah, but I think
I don't
He
think he was
left.
trying
He
to.
left his state. He went to a whole entire different state with
Yeah,
his
that was
gun.
insane.
Like, why
Maybe he
would
was
you
doing
leave
it.
your own state and then go to another place and then be like, "Oh, I'm defending myself," but
it
you
was.
Maybe it's clout
It
within his
wasn't another
community,
state. It
though,
was another.
pizza man.
It was a county over. I think it was the next county.
Yeah, but it was still
And
another
he
state for
frequented
him.
it. But he
No, it was still in
a
another
place that he
state. It was
frequented.
Wisconsin, and he from Illinois.
Yeah, the border is right
But
there.
they did, that border is close though. Yeah, so
Yeah, it's really close.
she actually
But
right
he
for
still drove over there. He put himself in that situation.
But he would gain mad clout within his little community, his little racist community by doing that.
Yep.
So there is some form of clout that has been around forever.
And
It
then
just
he-
seems like people are addicted to it in some ways. now.
And then
They
Double
love
though,
it.
he played into that shit though. Double. He knew people was going with the racist angle, and he played into that.
Yeah,
shit.
no, he definitely
He did. He played into 100%. He's like, I'm going to go defend the businesses.
So y'all seen if y'all follow that case, y'all seen how many constitutional rights that they basically argued that whole time, right? His right to basically have a weapon, not a pistol, to have a long gun, his right to self-defense, his right to defend others, right? The fact that they declared those guys protesters and looters, not right. It's so much rights that just go on if you just listen to it all, right? It's all about that, right? That's how he kind of got off, because he had the right to self-defense, right? But when you look at that shit and you say, hey, you mean to tell me I can go across state lines with a long gun through an airport and do all of that and still get away with it?
Underage and shit.
Well, but
Underage?
but
Yeah,
I think the point is, no matter where you're at, if you're being attacked by somebody with a skateboard and they're swinging it at you, and then you got a mob coming at you, and you got the blower on you, and your license to have it on you,
right?
You're gonna use it.
Pizza Man gonna get blower.
And Pizza Man, I think to your point, none of that stuff that we said mattered. All that mattered is in the moment of truth. Did he fear for his life? Did he have a reasonable right to shoot? That's all they care about in that matter. Everything else is propaganda from the left or the right. When it comes down to the nitty gritty, he got away with it because he took a shot before he even shot. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter why he went there. It doesn't matter if he was authorized to have it or not, how much of a drive he took. They deemed that he was in the right to do that.
Right, but there's no possible way that anyone from any minority group or marginalized group is walking toward a squad of people in tanks and like police, militarized tanks and shit, with a gun in their hand like that and not getting blasted and not getting their head taken off. Like, I don't understand how he did that part. It's like you don't go into, and the other part is you don't go into any job without knowing most of it, right? Like you study the program that you use if you're a program, whatever. There's no job for being a gangster, so no one ever studies all the laws, and they get fucked over by the laws. Then they're trying to figure it out. It's in reverse. So like once you study them laws, you become a lawyer. You don't become a gangster.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't work. So it's like it's inherently a counterintuitive endeavor. He went
Double. He went there.
It don't make no sense to do that shit.
Right. He went there for a reason, and the law was on his side. At the end of the day, he came out on the back end, right? But we know why he went there. He went there for action.
The long guns, like on some crazy shit.
My bad. Long guns to me are not pistols, and not shotguns.
Some fucking automatic pistol joints. But yeah, man, them shits is illegal. How can they tell us what kind of? That's my dog bugging out in the background. How can they tell us what kind of guns we can get?
They can't. They can't. Hey, I put a clip up at the top too that give you a breakdown in regards to
they do, man.
No.
Special licenses
No, you're right. You're right. But what I'm saying, they cannot. Like that's like all that shit they did. Like it violates, and it's a clip at it's a little lengthy. You can skim through that bitch, but it pretty much give you a breakdown on why they ruled in Duarte favor and threw out the gun charge, you know what I'm saying? Mind you, you know what I mean? He had prior felonies, you know what I'm saying? And they threw that motherfucker out because, like I say, it's against the your constitutional rights, you know what I'm saying? It's against your constitutional rights when they try to make it seem like you can't possess a firearm, you know what I'm saying? Even though you got felonies. Considering the fact that they give you if they give you your right to vote back, why aren't, because I got my right to vote back, but I ain't got my motherfucking right to carry no firearm back. Help me understand that one.
Right. And let alone like a nice gun, like a gun that fits in your pocket, and the automatic joint, the fucking SBR joint,
I'm
man.
telling
I
you,
want
feel
that
me?
shit.
I'm
They
trying to
can't
go
get it.
crazy,
Can't
but
get it.
they gonna let me, so I gotta be cautious around this motherfucker.
All right, I'm gonna play some of this real quick. Appreciate you.
About this as well. Talking about the issue of nonviolent felons and whether or not they should be allowed to restore their Second Amendment rights. But more importantly, there's a lot of other things in here, including a very, very dangerous argument that you need to be aware of. So today, let's slow it all down. Let's geek out. And let's talk about the Ninth Circuit actually overturns a federal gun law. Okay, here's the case we're talking about. It's called United States versus Duarte. It comes out of a 3-judge panel out of the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. It is a challenge to 18 United States Code Section 922G1. Of course, you all know that as if you're a felon, you cannot possess a firearm. The entire case stems from an incident back on March 20th of 2020 in Inglewood, California, where Mr. Duarte was in a car that had been pulled over. Prior to the car being pulled over, Mr. Duarte, who had 5 felony convictions, and I want to make this clear because this is important to what we're talking about today, 5 non-violent felony convictions. Although there were 5 convictions, according to the case law, as we study it here today, non-violent convictions. However, was in possession of a firearm, didn't really want to be in possession of a firearm with the red and blues on, threw it out the window. That didn't really work. They found him in possession of it. He was then indicted in federal court for a violation of 18 U.S.C. 922G1. The case has gone all the way to the Ninth Circuit. This case is brought to us by our good friends at, well, actually, this is what I want you to be aware of. This isn't brought by the Firearms Police Coalition, the Second Amendment Foundation, or Gun Owners of America, or any of the other fantastic organizations that usually raise challenges. No, this successful challenge was brought exclusively by the Federal Public Defender's Office, okay? So Mr. Duarte's Federal Public Defenders have brought this challenge all the way to where it sits today, a successful challenge before a 3-judge panel of the Ninth Circuit. Kudos to everyone involved in the litigation. Now, this case presents a difficult issue for the Ninth Circuit panel here because this case has actually already been litigated. It had actually already been litigated, and there was a federal case out there called United States versus Vong Se. And Vong Se had basically shot any argument completely out of the sky. And so it looked many, many, many months ago that Mr. Duarte was dead in the water. However, along came the Bruin opinion, okay? And this court went back and took a look at all the reasoning in Vong Se and said, hey, you know what? That was then, this is now. We got to redo this. And because they did redo it and they applied the correct analytical framework, this is where we get. Applying Bruin's 2-step text and history framework, the panel concludes, 1, Duarte's weapon, a handgun, is an arm within the meaning of the Second Amendment's text, that Duarte's proposed course of conduct, carrying a handgun publicly for self-defense, falls within the Second Amendment's plain language, and that Duarte is part of the people whom the Second Amendment protects because he's an American citizen, and 2, the government has failed to prove that Section 922G1's categorical prohibition, as applied to Duarte, is part of the historic tradition that delimits the outer bounds of the Second Amendment right. Now, obviously, the government tries to always come in and say, well, the Second Amendment's not even implicated here because then we don't have to get in anything. When that failed, what the government basically attempted to do, and we're going to see this argument in cases like Range and Daniels, 2 cases that I think are going to be heavily influenced. He ain't part of the people, okay? He's a felon. And because he's a felon, he's not part of the people that the Constitution contemplates protecting. This is...
Whoa. Let me stop it right there.
I've been getting deep, man.
Yeah, that nigga Drew hit me with some crazy shit. This is good. I like this. Wow, how do y'all feel about that? If you're a convicted felon, you are no longer a part of the people, is what they were arguing.
That's what
unsuccessful.
that's what allows them to take away your rights, because you're no longer technically a citizen at that time. They don't take away your right to be a citizen, as in your actual status, but they literally strip you of every right that you have as a citizen. It's fucking wild.
Involuntary servitude, man.
When did that become a thing? Why is that even right?
Continuing on.
That's how the 3-judge panel dealt with this. At step 1 of Bruin, we easily conclude that Duarte's weapon, a handgun, is an arm within the meaning of the Second Amendment's text, and that Duarte's proposed course of conduct, carrying a handgun publicly for self-defense, falls within the Second Amendment's plain language. 2 points the government never disputes. The government argues only that the people in the Second Amendment excludes felons like Duarte because they are not members of the virtuous citizenry. We do not share that view. Bruin and Heller foreclose that argument because both recognize the strong presumption that the text of the Second Amendment confers an individual right to keep and bear arms that belongs to all Americans, not an unspecified subset. Our own analysis of the Second Amendment's publicly understood meaning also confirms that the right to keep and bear arms was every citizen's fundamental right. Because Duarte is an American citizen, he is part of the people whom the Second Amendment protects. Okay, so very clearly there, the court is saying, hey, we get his background, but he is still part of the people. Then the court goes on to say, hey, it's time to pony up with some history here, United States government, and here's the problem. At Bruin's second step, we conclude that the government has failed to prove that 922G1's categorical prohibition as applied to Duarte is part of the historical tradition that delimits the outer bounds of the Second Amendment right. The government put forward no well-established and representative historical analog that imposes a comparable burden on the right of armed self-defense that was comparably justified as compared to 922G1's sweeping, no exception, lifelong ban. But the United States government kept saying, but there's this other case out there, Vongse. In fact, this thing was already shot out of the sky. And I know that the court wants to kind of do this whole reanalysis now that we got this Bruin case kicking around, but much like the last scene of The Wizard of Oz, it also concedes by omission that Vongse did not apply the two-step textual and historical mythology that Bruin requires. The government argues instead that if you squint hard enough, it is clear Bruin endorsed Vongse's conclusion that Congress may categorically disarm all felons for life because the court referred to the petitioners in Bruin as law-abiding and responsible citizens not once, not twice, but 14 times. Now, I mentioned in here there is an incredibly dangerous argument. And I want to point this out here because apparently there are different types of rights that can be bestowed upon American citizens according to the United States government. I guess there's natural rights, constitutional rights, and political rights. Is that true? Well, this is what the United States government argued in this case.
My full-time job is
bombshell. Political rights. Why? There's 3 different types that he had explained right there. That right there was some information. I like this shit. There's no fat to this shit. I was trying to cut it, but like it's going on.
Yeah, that bitch that juicy, man. You know what I mean? And I swear, like you gotta really, you know what I mean, just listen, because like they arguing them points, you know what I mean? It got to a point where they told them to break down the historical proof that, you know what I mean, that because you're a felon, you know what I mean, that strips you of your rights. You know what I mean? When they really go into the depth of it, you know what I mean, that's when they start to say that, well, they were hard, like first and foremost, like it's dramatic now, you know what I mean? Meaning like back in the days, felons were never released. They either got put to death or life in prison. You see what I'm saying? So they never really had to break it down if they needed the right to bear arms or not. Now we living in a generation to whereas, you know what I'm saying, it ain't, you know what I mean, people ain't being put to death. They actually doing their time and being set back into society. You feel me? So how can you strip them of their rights? You know what I'm saying? If you're actually bringing them back into society. You know what I mean? The terminology was completely different in turn. That's why it was put the way it was put. You know what I mean? The people got the right to bear arms. You know what I'm saying? If you fuck around and catch a felony back in the days, your ass getting put to death. You catch a felony now, you getting released, and it's not established. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to, you know what I mean, the felony factor. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, they break that shit down pretty deep, pretty. You know what
Pretty
he
good,
take?
yeah. I mean, he's fighting back. The government fought hard. They said regardless whether Duarte is an American citizen, the government responds. The Second Amendment, the government response is crazy. Capital G.
So I got
The government response. Hold up. The government responds. The Second Amendment excludes felons from, quote, the people, end quote, because the right to keep and bear arms was qualified, quote, political rights at the founding reserved for members of the virtuous citizenry. So you have to be of a certain level of virtue, because we are a Puritan. Like, you have to understand, it was started like that. You have to be in your Bible. Like, you can't be playing games like that. So yeah, it was different back then. It was different back then, and this is nice. I like this. Prince and Drew be coming through. My niggas.
You ready for it? You ready for the loophole?
Should ask them.
I want to know how you guys feel about felons being able to join the military then.
They definitely should be able to.
Hell yeah, they gonna be a lot more aggressive than the motherfucker. You know, I feel some of them, not all of them. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. Like, I feel like they should be able to. I definitely wanted I wanted to get in the military to get out of going to prison. Shit, they wouldn't let me.
What about the right to bear arms though?
That's the same thing. I feel like this shit dead ass wrong, especially like, it's one thing to think that's how shit is and never contest it. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You just fall under the program. It's another thing to find out that they like that's not right. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? That you should, because I mean, think about it. You know what I mean? How the fuck a nigga supposed to protect themselves if you done strip me of my rights? You know what I'm saying? Because I caught a felony. You know what I'm saying? You feel like that shit crazy.
So that was like, you know how sometimes when the teacher asks a question, he's like, hint, hint, it's on the test. Hint, hint, guys, you got a felony, just join the fucking military. Hint, hint.
Say you can join the. I mean, you have to be able to.
I'm trying to let you guys know. Hint, hint.
But hold on. Certain felons can't join.
So the only felonies that can't join are the ones that fall under the Lautenberg Act.
Oh, see, listen, black people love. Black people, our favorite word is. Listen, our favorite word is can't. I don't know why it is.
Well, no, well, you got to remember
our favorite word is black people is can't.
Hold on, no, but that you're absolutely right. But my reasoning to that is because of like that's what was told to me. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Now I never did the research, so you got me there. You got me there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't do the research, but that's definitely news to me. You know what I mean? That's why
I'm gonna tell you now, Juvie, during the war, forget about regular, right? Because regular you can still join. They had felony waivers for every fucking thing. Anything you could think of, they had a felony waiver for. They were putting people in. I don't want to say R, but they were putting like close to that in the fucking military. No cap. Anybody want to contest that? Come get at me. We can have this conversation because y'all know what the fuck y'all did during the war. Y'all let everybody in the military, no matter what they were. Murderers, it didn't matter.
So when did that start changing?
I want to say 2004, 2005-ish. And now it kind of went back to more restrictive now to where you can't have one, but you can always have. It's called a felony waiver for a reason. It exists for a reason because we waive felonies to come in the military.
2004, 2005. Well, that was under Bush, right?
Right. You just can't have the you can't have like a DV charge. You can't have like a weapon charge. I think it's like a Lautenberg Act of like 1974, some shit. It doesn't cover police officers and military personnel. So if you get in trouble, although you're doing your duties, you still can't own a weapon. So that's what they fuck you over at. See what I'm saying?
They fuck a nigga over, especially in this world, boy. Nigga need that strap. They need that strap.
Hey, let me know when y'all want to go on a rabbit hole of ghost guns. Not today, but some other day.
Keep it going, devil. Let's finish the argument. We want to hear this.
All right.
Cause see, in there it states what they've
So the
been doing.
government responds, the Second Amendment excludes felons from the people because the right to keep and bear arms was a qualified political right at the founding reserved for members of the virtuous citizenry. The right to bear arms, in other words, was no different from the right to vote, sit on a jury, or run for office, all of which state legislatures historically denied felons because their conduct had proved they were not upright or moral citizens. And I want you to think about exactly where that argument, if adopted by a court of law, could go, because that would run around like rancid floodwater and get into all other areas of constitutional protections. The court, however, was not persuaded because they ruled, so we agree with Duarte that Heller read the people in the Second Amendment as unambiguously referring not to an unspecified subset, but to all Americans who are indisputably part of the national community. Okay, now there is one other very dangerous part, because sometimes you got to read the dissenting opinions to see, hey, if the numbers were in the wrong direction, where might this go? This was a 3-judge panel in which it was a 2-to-1 ruling, which means one judge said, no. This law is perfectly okay. That judge was Judge Smith. And I want you to pay careful attention to the complete disregard to the Bruin opinion, because what he's basically saying is, well, you guys all think that Vong Zay, this other precedent that would have shot this argument out of the sky, has been overruled by Bruin, but since it didn't actually officially announce that, no, it's still good law, and we can still use that to shove that agenda down a person's throat. Don't believe me? This is the first 2 paragraphs of his dissent. Whether felons have a Second Amendment right to bear arms is settled in our circuit. They do not. Until an intervening higher authority that is clearly irreconcilable with Vong Zay is handed down, we, as a 3-judge panel, are bound by that decision. The Supreme Court's decision in New York Pistol and Rifle Association v. Bruin did not overrule Vong Zay. Instead, Bruin reiterates that the Second Amendment right belongs only to law-abiding citizens. Duarte's Second Amendment challenge to 18 U.S.C. 922 G1 as applied to nonviolent offenders is therefore foreclosed. Accordingly, I respectfully dissent. Okay, this is a huge ruling on a couple of different levels. Obviously, it's a huge ruling for other people who may fall under that particular category. But let us remember that there are other circuit courts around the United States that have made different rulings, which means we have a circuit split, which also means when it comes to issues as those that are going to be handled in Range versus Attorney General of the United States, or even to some degree issues which could be handled in United States v. Daniels, we see the likelihood that the United States Supreme Court is going to step in and once for all solve all of these issues and carve out some clear rules of law. The case, once again, is United States v. Duarte. We'll link it up down below so that you guys can geek out on it for yourself. Once again, kudos to all the federal public defenders who did all of the litigation and got it to this point. You guys have done an absolutely fantastic job.
And there you go. There it go, folks. That shit was nuts. But that's a W for guns. W for sure.
That's a big W, man. It's a couple other cases. It's another judge in another state, you know what I'm saying? They threw his shit out, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? In violation of that Second Amendment right. That's why I feel like it's a big deal, you know what I'm saying? Because once that shit, like once it got acknowledged on the federal level, you know what I mean? That's a game changer, you know what I'm saying? That is definitely a game changer if people know how to actually file a petition to be heard in regards to it. A lot of people, they program, so they don't see it. So a lot of times they'll never try to approach it like that, you know what I'm saying? They'll try to approach it some different way or cop out to it because they don't, you know what I mean? For some reason, motherfuckers been programmed to feel like the government are the ones that authorize what's right and what's wrong. And you see what I'm saying? You feel me? And that, I feel like that's where the misunderstanding coming from, not realizing that the government was imposed on us. Before they came, we had certain rights. You see what I'm saying? That's why they created and established the Bill of Rights, the Constitution. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? The amendments. That's why that was created, so that the government don't take advantage of us. You know what I'm saying?
So in that audio, does it sound inevitable that it's gonna end up at the Supreme Court? It sounds like it to me.
Yeah, I hope so.
Got to, you know what I'm saying? Like when you got case law now citing that, you know what I mean, you got felons, you know what I'm saying, getting the possession of a firearm thrown out. You know what I mean? At some point they gotta make it clear, cut, and dry. You know what I'm saying? Because right now it's not clear. So in turn, you know what I mean, you got to split in the circuit courts around the country. You know what I'm saying? You got some people, you know what I mean, siding with the Second Amendment, and then you got some people, you know what I mean, not siding with it at all, feeling like, you know what I mean, you have to be entered back into, well, not entered back into society, but you have to get your rights back in order for you to get your gun license back, which is crazy though. You got to understand that. And I say that's crazy because I have my right to vote back, but I ain't got my right to bear arms back. You see what I'm saying? And that's voiced in the shit they talking about too. So it's just, it's fucked up because they definitely violating the bitch constitutional rights. That's a fact.
I got a question. So maybe I might be understanding wrong, so I need clarity. So are you, let's say somebody kills somebody, they do their time, they come out, they can still get a firearm?
In accordance to the second amendment, yes. You know what I mean? How they trying to specify it though, you know what I mean? Like that would be the only way your rights would get stripped is if you have a violent charge. You see what I'm saying? That suggests that if you had a gun, you would do some violent shit with it if you were to commit a crime. You see what I'm saying? You feel me? That not mind you, that ain't in the Constitution. The Constitution say you did the crime, you did the time, you know what I mean? They put you back into society, you know what I mean? Your rights are restored. You know what I mean, in accordance to, you know what I mean, the Constitution. And that's not to be unfringed. You see what I'm saying? Meaning they can't, you know what I mean, make up what they want when it comes down to how they doing this licenses and shit like that, saying you got to have a license to bear arms and all of that. You can't infringe that on the Second Amendment. You know what I mean? We have a right to bear arms, period, to protect ourselves, period. You see what I'm saying? You feel me? So you can't then double back and then turn around and say, okay, well now we're going to change it. You know what I mean? We stripping the rights from the felons. You see what I'm saying? And that's the government trying to control. That's what they was trying to prevent the government from doing. You see what I'm saying? That's why the Bill of Rights was created.
Ruby ass gonna be out there protesting to make sure that law get passed.
Man,
He won't carry his shit.
protesting. I'm finna go try to file some paperwork. I'm trying to get my money. Hell yeah, I'm trying to carry it and open them. You know what I'm saying? In the open. You know what I mean? Shit, you know, people gonna, you know, niggas gonna do what they gotta do now, but I'm trying to be legit, you know what I mean? Try to go about it the right way, you hear me?
Heard that, nigga. You know what I mean?
Hey.
Gotta do it right though.
Try to, you know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Where the hell you been at, Kobe? Shit.
Well, Sunshine, you're still around. You see who owns the Supreme Court right now, right? The majority favors targeted Republicans. So Republicans are all for NRA and gun rights. So how do you feel if it makes up the Supreme Court? It's gonna get in our favor or not? I'm not saying our favor, but in the citizens' favor? Are you still around?
Well, see, I think
my PTR is Drewby. Once this law passed, if it passed, that's Drewby.
Oh wait, I gotta see that. Let me see.
There it is. That's a fact. That's a fact. Man, listen, I can't wait till they pass this motherfucker.
The jacket, like,
everything, nigga, yeah.
The suit jacket.
That's a fact.
Stuff like that. That's funny.
MP5. I'm just regurgitating shit.
Nah,
yeah, man, this guns is lit. I love them shits.
To answer the question, Prince, I do think that it does make a big difference that, you know, the Supreme Court is leaning toward conservative views in the NRA and stuff. But I also think that I was curious about the federal case that kind of set the precedent of like reversing whatever that federal case. If in fact like the attorneys that person had, if they were NRA lawyers.
If I'm not mistaken, they was a legal defender, right? Talking about the Duarte guy?
Yeah.
I think he had a legal aid. Let me
Yeah, he had public defenders. No, public
yeah,
defenders.
public defender's office. Yeah. Yeah, regular
Oh,
lawyers.
okay.
Yeah, man.
Oh.
Shit is
Motherfucker
crazy
trying to
out
make a
here.
name for themselves, man. I'm telling you, man. Nigga would have dug some shit up. Well, I'm talking that like listen, I look at shit like that like a Hail Mary. That nigga threw a Hail motherfucking Mary, nigga. And that nigga caught that bitch. That's a fact. But like niggas ain't going to court, you know what I'm saying, talk about the motherfucking constitutional rights, bro. That's a Hail Mary, bro. Like I swear to God. Man, it's a big Hail Mary, because I swear to God, you gotta understand, there's so many niggas in prison right now, you know what I mean, looking at that shit like, bro, nigga, they just, you know what I'm saying, you feel me, they saying a nigga violating constitution, bro, listen, that shit big, bro, you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. Let's get an opposing view on it real quick. I see Epic in the chat, in the chat talking about let's give kids guns. Fuck it. Like, what do you mean by that? Like, why would we ever give a gun to a child? I don't understand.
No, because
I know it's hyperbole, but like,
this guy in the thing was talking about, oh yeah, in open carry states, you know, the numbers are way down for shootings and whatnot. But in Florida, we have the Parkland shooting, and then we have Pulse, and I lost several friends in Pulse. So we have to have our kids now in school with guns so they can defend themselves, or go to the club. Now I got to carry my gun to the club now, right? Like, that's insane.
where did the kids come into play? Like, you said the kids with the guns. Like, what
The
is that?
Parkland
At
shooting.
school?
Yeah, you forgot the Parkland shooting?
I don't know. You can educate me. I don't know.
The Parkland shooting. Remember that one?
No.
The
There's a
shooting in the
million. There's a
school?
shooting literally every single day. It's like,
right, well, the
it's fucked up,
Parkland
but I'm a
shooting-
bit desensitized
Yes.
because there's a
I
shooting
know.
literally every fucking day. So I don't know
I know,
exactly.
it's
I
so
remember
crazy, right?
Columbine when I was little, when the shit
Yeah.
popped off and that shit
So the
happened. I feel like it was
shooting
the first one.
that happened in on February 14, 2018. The 19-year-old kid that Nicholas Cruz, he killed like how many kids he killed? He killed 20 kids
Damn, trigger warning.
here in Florida.
Florida's a psych fucking crazy place, man.
And then Pulse, that was 49 people that was shot and killed in the club, chilling, having a good time. Yeah. So we should just carry
So
guns.
you think
there.
that everybody shouldn't have guns because that incident?
No.
or-
I'm not saying that.
I don't
He was
understand.
saying well, if he was reading the comments, he was talking about like, he was like, in open carry states, the numbers are way down. They're not. Like, look at, we're open carry state in Florida, and the numbers are not down. We have shootings here all the time.
What about other open carries?
Hold on, nah, our numbers
In
is down.
comparison
Can you say our numbers ain't down with, you know what I mean? Can you prove that?
He said that. Somebody said that. This T.O. Brown person.
No, I'm
said
saying our numbers ain't down. You saying they not down. That's what you said. You say they ain't down. I was wondering.
We have shootings all the time in the whole entire country. What do you mean? United States
No,
is like
we're talking
one
about
of the-
Florida. We talking about Florida. I was saying, can you? Because I'm in Florida right now. I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about. So I was wondering if you could prove that the numbers ain't down.
So as of right now, in Florida, let's look at the numbers. Fuck it. Let's go ahead. It says here, Florida has most mass shootings in U.S. in 2024, with the latest in Fort Pierce, Sarasota. On Saturday morning, 5 people between the ages of 15 and 20 were shot in Fort Pierce, according to local police. And as of right now, we have Florida has now seen 16 mass shootings this year, more than any other state in the nation, and 2 more than the Sunshine State saw by this time last year, according to Gun Violence Archive. Florida jumped ahead of the rest last month when there were 3 mass shootings in 3 days.
But it's not an open carry state. Though.
Illinois,
You said it was like
yes, yeah, we are open carry. We just
Florida?
passed that law. Yes, we are open carry.
what?
Yes.
It's illegal in Florida, I thought.
No, Florida statute 790.053.
I don't live in Florida, so I don't know.
Yeah, no, we have
I'm pretty sure. I thought it was illegal in the United States.
Yeah, that
Let me look
shit
it
is.
up.
Bro,
I'll take your word for
Hold
it.
on, but hold on, I'm looking at this shit
I'll
right
take your
now.
word.
Early
It says
2024 data shows promising
list.
signs of another historic decline in gun violence in Florida. Like, I'm trying to figure out what you talking about.
What you mean? I just literally read it to you. What?
I just read you something too, so I'm trying to figure out where your source at.
Yeah, I'm reading. It actually
Yeah,
says mass shootings have declined in Florida.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to.
A private nonprofit that analyzes news reports and law enforcement statistics reports that mass shootings have declined in Florida. The organization defines mass shootings as incidents in which a minimum of 4 people are shot.
Oh no, I've got my shit right there.
That's the
So I have a question.
That's pizza. What's up, bro?
I say we treat guns the same as licenses. We all been on the road. Like, how the fuck that bitch get a license? How the fuck you know how to drive, right? At the hands of a fucking idiot, or the hands of someone drunk, or the hands of someone high, it's the same shit. You can cause mass violence with just your car, right? It's so many fucking people that have cars. Not every single person in America has a gun, but everybody has a car. But yeah, we just assume that you know how to drive. You take some bullshit test when you're young, and that's it. Like, at the end of the day, there's way more car accidents than guns. So my issue is that per capita, how many guns we have, we should have way more fucking incidents than we actually do. Yes, we do have bad incidents across the board, but according to the amount of guns that we have, reference to the amount of cars that's on the road, we should have way more freaking gun accidents. It's just simple math.
I think it's the fact that we don't have the open carry, and everyone's like, it's so exclusive. Like Florida,
it
look,
doesn't have open carry.
Florida. I know. Florida is not open carry. California also is not open carry. And that makes it more exclusive. Like, people want that shit. You know what I mean? Like, they want to have something that they can't get. So, like, and education is important. Whoever was saying it wasn't, because it definitely is not open carry.
So it's not open carry.
No, it's definitely not.
I used to live in Arizona, which is open carry. Not that many people open carry. Just because it's an open carry state don't mean that everyone's gonna have a gun on their hip in 3 sides.
Like, I would. I have mad guns,
but not
right here and right there. Like,
think about it. You've been to Arizona before? Go ahead. What was next?
So can I ask a question?
Go ahead, G6.
Thank you. So if you guys have all this, the open carry, and if it somehow miraculously passes, what is it to keep it from being the OK Corral out here? Because not everybody who carries a gun has good intentions.
They get shot by people with good intentions. Shit, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to look at it. Like, it's like the Wild Wild West.
G6, it's the same as now. What's the difference? You don't. What's the difference?
Because everyone doesn't carry a gun right now. Typically, people who carry guns is usually law enforcement, military, people who are in Secret Service and things of that nature. The only other types of guns that are on the street that are bought illegally or made by buying guns, prepackaged guns from like Amazon. So illegal gun carry. But everyone out here does not own a gun. So what happens if you put all these guns in people's hands and the least little thing goes off and you have a whole mass shooting, and it could have been prevented by letting the law do its job?
So I want to answer your question. To me, that's the fear of a talking point. Like, it doesn't happen that way. And then number 2, like, people that can go get a gun can go get a gun right now, right? Like, I think people that aren't really gun-toting citizens, that don't exercise their right, don't live in this culture, are not gun culture fanatics, and they don't understand that. Like, your neighbor 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guns in their safe. Just because you don't, I'm saying you personally, G6, just because you don't have a gun doesn't mean that your neighbor doesn't have 15, 20 of them.
And they got crazy guns from like back in the day with the crazy, and they can have it, bro. Like, that's the hottest part about it. They're collecting them shit.
Just for clarification, I wanted to say, as of July 1st, 2023, House Bill 543 is now in effect. This new law allows Floridians to carry a concealed weapon without needing the former required concealed carry permit.
Yeah, it's permitless. I read that.
And we
No, because I'm wrong, right?
Yeah, you're wrong because that's concealed carry. Epic, don't be getting spicy with me.
Get out of here, bro.
You said open carry.
You can carry your shit on you.
You
That's
said
what I'm saying.
open
You can
carry.
Open carry
Man.
means something totally
Do
different.
you understand
Epic.
what
Oh my
concealed means, ma'am? Ma'am. Do you know what concealed means? The word concealed. I'm gonna give you this because we did. Yeah. Do you know what the word concealed? Define it. Spell it. Do whatever you want.
Explain the difference between concealed carry and open carry for the police.
Versus open. No, I want her to define the word. Fuck all the other shit. Because she doesn't sit there yelling at me. Hey, what the fuck?
So it's very
cool.
It's very hold on. It's very.
Oh, you were definitely yelling.
Hold on.
Epic.
It's very important that we understand the
You
difference.
be bugged out, Epic.
Right? Concealed is different from
We're not really getting our volume up.
Yo,
I had to do it, man. It's two different charges, bro.
Loaded. Yo,
Concealed.
that gun.
Nah, that wasn't the gun. The gun's in the safe. Because we're law-abiding citizens.
But see?
But definitely, that's a mistake that can cost you your freedom. Not knowing the difference of that.
I'm just saying, see how quick you were fast to push that volume button now? Just imagine if that was a gun.
But that was my analogy. Nope, hold up. Let me get this one. What if they said you can't have a cell phone or some other thing that you should be allowed to have? And they say, well, if I put this cell phone in your hand and you do this, you make a call and then someone goes and runs someone over with a car or kills somebody. It's the same thing. It's an item that they don't have. They're not God. They don't have the control, or they should not have the control over us to be able to take these rights away from us. You see what I mean?
Yeah,
I want to see that. I really do. But I just feel like that the more that you put guns in people's hands, especially people who don't have the mental capacity to carry them, hence all these school shootings, all these people walking up into the job and blowing people away because they got fired. I just feel like you're up in the stakes of losing more lives than you're actually saving them.
Right. And I can also say, to your point, the more that you put a car in people's hands that can't drive and don't want to do the proper steps to learn how to drive, they can cause mass hysteria on the road. It's the same thing of anything you can say.
And when you mentioned the school shooting,
not just guns,
and you said we should let the law take care of it. Those cops, I forgot which one it was, but it was one of the bigger ones. They waited, I think it was like 10 minutes before entering the school, while that shooter was in there just letting loose. So imagine if the teachers were armed in some way, or they had some type of security inside of the school, right? That would have been a better safeguard. But I think just leaving it in the law's hands, I don't know. They're not always the more efficient choice, in my opinion.
What happens if they come through and start shooting at us and we don't got the guns and we're fucked?
Right.
Or they use some lasers. They got other technology. That's what's scary.
I think to her point,
Don't get me in a rabbit hole.
I want to say, I understand what you're saying, though, the beginning of your point, but I disagree that we're putting guns in people's hands that are unstable. That's just, to me, that's a talking point of the other side, right? It's who's putting guns in someone's hands. I'm not putting a gun in anybody's hand.
You have to go through the process. You gotta wait mad days and shit.
You have to actually apply to go get a gun. You have to go to a FFL authorized dealer and go apply to get a gun. So there's a process for that.
Or you could become one.
And it states on the process, do you have any mental illness? Check no. Do you suffer from substance abuse? Check no. So all of these things is just, like I said, it's the same license as if you go get a car. And no one cares what you do with your car. You get into an accident tomorrow, you have insurance, right? You could be drunk off your ass. Just exchange insurance information and just go by your business, right? You can have multiple DUIs before they even do anything to you. Why do we care so much about guns all of a sudden? 3 or 4 service members just died on the 5 freeway the other day. Motorcycles, no? Okay. It's just normal. Go about our business the next day. Why are guns such a big, super hot topic to where it's such a polarizing topic to where it's a great conversation? Why do we even care? Do you know how many of your neighbors have guns? Do you know how many people on the stage have guns? No. Just go to work every day. Go to school every day. Nobody cares.
That's a fact.
But Prince, when you talk about the Second Amendment, right? I don't know if it's you or somebody else said it, so I just want to make sure I'm clear about that. The one thing that I've been hearing all day is that we should have the right to bear arms without restriction. So what she was saying, and I'm sorry, I think that was Girl 6, that was saying is like anybody having the right to carry guns. And so you said there's restrictions. But if we go by these people that say there's no restrictions and there should be no restrictions, what is the safeguard? You have people that believe that there should be no restriction on buying guns.
Yeah, and I think that's a different conversation, DVS. I think that's a separate combo. It's a trick bag, right? Because we have to still be a responsible society, right? So the minute I was gonna tell Double in the chat, every single person that responded had some type of restriction that they would like to see implemented to make themselves feel safer. Perfectly acceptable. Somebody said, hey, as long as they go through a mental health evaluation. Okay, that's a joke because our whole country mental health is trash. Right? What the fuck are we saying? And then it's like, oh, well then they have to get a license. We just put whatever we want on licenses, right? It's all about that individual person's intent. You can't regulate someone's intent. You can't regulate someone's heart. It doesn't matter. That person's gonna do what the fuck they want to do when they want to do it anyway. As a society, we have to plan for that and stop acting like that's every citizen, that's every norm, and every day you go to a school, you're gonna get shot at. Every day you go to an outdoor gathering, you're gonna get shot at. That's not normal. That's not anybody's on the stage life. That's not normal for anyone on the stage. So why are we acting like it is? I'm sorry, just why are we acting like it is? Go ahead.
But Prince, the fact about it is, it's becoming normal. It was a time where you can go to the movies, go to church, go shopping, go to a concert, go anywhere you wanted to go, synagogue, and you didn't have to worry about some crazy lunatic shooting up the place. So when you say it's not our school, so when you say it's not when you say that that's not a part of our normal existence, it really is, because now we have to think about those things when we go in public places. Is something going to happen?
I do got a question. Are those felons that's committing them, like, are those people that's going out doing the mass shootings, were they felons before they did this? I'm just trying. I'm trying. Well, no, the reason I'm saying that is because we're talking about felons and we're making it seem like, okay, now that we allow felons to get firearms, it's gonna be mass shootings. But hold on, first and foremost, who the fuck was doing the mass shootings before you? You know what I'm saying? Like, who was doing it to begin with? To say that now it's going to be an influx in crime, or you got to protect yourself, because guess what? When this law was established, like, we forgetting the fact that people got rights. Period. So you saying what a crazy motherfucker gonna do still don't change the fact that I got the rights. I got rights that was here. Hold on. That I got rights that were here before the government came and imposed they fucking laws on me that they don't share. You know what I mean? I got to go search and figure out what the fuck going on. You know what I'm saying? To realize, you see what I'm saying? So help me understand.
So I will. This is what I'm saying. You guys had a conversation about felons and restoring their weapons. The conversation that me and Prince, and I think it was Girl 6, was talking about was about the influx of people doing crazy things. I never said that you're a felon and all of a sudden you're going to start committing crimes. That's not the conversation. The conversation is
right. You was like, what's the fail safe? You say, what's the fail safe? But in like in opposed to your question, I asked what, like, were there felons committing these crimes? You know what I mean? To say that if, you know what I mean, we start exercising the law, you know what I mean, and giving people the right to bear arms that have committed crimes, that is going to be an influx in the crime, that you actually have to, I mean, that you would have to get a fail safe that you wouldn't have to get, you know what I'm saying, without the law being the way it is. You know, you feel where I'm coming from?
Let me.
Yes, but I'm talking about, we're talking about, just let me finish this point, Prince, and I got you. We were talking about regulations, and I've heard some people say that there should not be regulations. Girl 6, I'm sorry if I'm saying if this was you that said it, and she talked about the reason why we need regulations, and I agree with that. Am I saying that felons should not get their right to bear arms? No. Am I saying that felons are the ones that are out here mass killing people? No. But the conversation that I jumped in is about regulations.
Right.
That's it.
But you saying that our rights should be regulated, meaning like we got the right before all that regulation shit. We got, like, this is my natural right as a human being. You You know what I mean? To be able to protect myself. So now you saying that you're gonna regulate my rights. That's pretty much what you're saying.
Yeah, I am saying
Why?
it because
But how can
guess
you
what?
go
Every
ahead.
point, because every situation that we live in this country has regulations, whether we like it or not. We regulate how much intake we get with this and that and everything else. I don't understand. We regulate how many cars are on the street. We regulate all of this through DMV and everything else. When it comes to guns and the Second Amendment, I am not telling nobody that they should not have the right to carry, but there should be stipulations on reasons why certain people should not have guns. I'm not saying that if you're a felon is, but there are certain people that should not have the access to guns.
I'm gonna say if rights was created by the government, then I would say that. You know what I'm saying? But because of the sound like an accident. But because of the damn Constitution, you know what I mean, the Bill of Rights, that was set forth to protect us so that the government not sitting here imposing shit on us that, you know what I mean, violates our constitutional rights. You see what I'm saying? So I'm going off the basis of what our rights was prior to them coming in and trying to regulate shit, strip us of shit, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm arguing, you know what I mean? So I don't agree with that because those are our rights. You know what I mean? Certain regulations in regards to how we move.
Yo, let me ask you a question, Drupal.
Yes, sir.
You get pulled over for speeding, doing 100 plus, 3 DUIs. You think that your motherfucking driver's license should be revoked?
Yeah.
So if you get caught with an illegal gun doing illegal shit, do you think your right to have a gun should be revoked?
In that sense, yes.
Oh, okay, I'll mute up.
In that sense, yes. You say with a legal gun doing illegal shit here, yeah. I mean it's because it makes sense. You see what I'm saying? Now,
I don't. Why you don't understand why they say felons can't have guns?
Well, because you know what I mean. If I catch a felony trespassing, I don't feel like I should be stripped of my gun rights.
What is a felony trespass?
I don't know. Maybe you own somebody.
A home invasion?
It's like you own somebody's property and they call the cops and you won't leave, shit like that.
That's felony. I never saw a trespass as a felony.
Well, no, they misdemeanors. You get 3 of them is a felony. You know what I mean? I was just using something that could, like something that's non-violent. You know what I mean?
But I don't know. I mean, maybe that may not stop you from getting it. I don't know.
Well, based on what Prince was saying, it don't. You know what I mean? You gotta. It's a procedure. Yeah, it's a procedure.
We got our dismissal paperwork, right?
Bro, but it's the end of the day, bro. I don't get this. Why our people always whine. If you do some extra shit, yeah, you're gonna have to go through some extra shit to get the same shit.
I agree. But hold on. What if before, like, what if you find knowledge that what you did wasn't wrong, but they trying to hold you accountable to it as if it was wrong?
What are you talking about? Either you got found guilty or you didn't.
No, what I mean is in accordance to the law. In accordance, and what I mean is they found you guilty pushing the agenda that they got going on, but then you look at the law and they say, well, you know what I'm saying, you do got the right to bear arms, you know what I'm saying, you feel me? But the thing is, you can only, you know what I mean, exercise that if you file a motion in regards bringing it to their attention.
Well, okay.
Well, what? Let me.
I don't think y'all looking into these cases right. I'm willing to bet these cases were dismissed or dropped. You ain't gonna tell me some nigga with a felony just can have a gun, bro. Because when you catch that F, it's telling you over here, these are things you gotta have to bear a firearm. You gotta be a citizen, you gotta be this, you can't have this, you can't have that.
Right. But see, their argument is before they created them laws, you know what I'm saying, you got the Second Amendment.
Before they created what law?
Well, they created the laws regulating guns.
So you saying the laws, the amendments that said you can have a gun,
right? They
The
weren't
fact that you
specific.
violate the law has no bearing effect. I won't.
Well, no, they
No,
saying
it
that.
should have
No,
an effect though, Wack. I think it should have a time period of an effect, like you said with the DUI. It's a time
And
period,
we
so it's
don't
not
give
like
a
for the
fuck.
rest of
We
your life
don't
you
give a
can't
fuck.
drive.
We don't give a fuck what you think. We talking about what it is.
right. What they
Nah, but
saying.
for DUIs though, it's a time period that you can't drive. It's not for the rest of your life.
But no, in accordance to the gun law, they saying that when they, like back in the days when they created the amendments, that it was like right now they're saying it's a lot more dramatic, meaning like the felons, you know what I'm saying? Like back in the days, they were getting put to death or life in prison. You see what I'm saying? So they had no reason to create no regulations in that regard. That's why anytime somebody utilized that as their defense, you know what I mean? It's no argument to uphold the plaintiff. Is it the plaintiff? I think it's the plaintiff. You know what I mean? It's no argument to uphold the plaintiff because they have nothing regulating that, which in turn, you know what I mean, makes it fall that the people, once you get put back into society, your rights should be restored. You know what I mean? And my thing was, I got my rights back, but I didn't get my gun rights back. You know what I'm saying? And I was just trying, you know what I mean? You feel me? Like I feel like that's a violation of constitutional rights. If you're supposed to get everything back, why is it when it gets to this right here, you know what I'm saying, you don't get it back?
Well, first of all, when you get out of jail, nigga, you got something else that's telling you you can't have a gun. Call the motherfucking parole and probation motherfucking guidelines.
Right. But see, you still in their custody. You see what I'm saying? They saying once you free of all that, you supposed, you know what I mean, your rights supposed to be restored.
So think about it, Wack. After you feel all of that, and you got your dismissal, you got your expungement, you got your still order, you got your dismissal, everything reduced for misdemeanor. You're saying after that, we still hold our gun rights against you? Well, we good after that. You got your paperwork, right? Not a felon no more.
I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. Like, end of the day, a lot of niggas ain't got that.
Right.
A lot of niggas is just.
That's Wack. What I did, I read my shit on the floor. I was like, yo, I got this piece of paperwork. I'm gonna show you exactly how it reads, exactly what they check to get your shit reduced. But a lot of dudes don't have that shit on the floor. They're not gonna be able to read that stuff. They don't have that. They didn't go through the expulsion process and go through the seal process and get it actually dismissed all the way, right? And get everything reduced to a misdemeanor and then get it sealed. So at that point in time, it's like you don't have a gun charge anymore. You can go back and get your gun again. So there isn't nobody telling you can't do that.
The feds can still see it.
100%.
Yeah,
of course they can see it. Always. We went over that too.
And when you run your gun license, that's by the feds. That's who denying you, the feds.
And also, when we talk about, it's like United States is known to correct its errors. So let's go back to even talking about the Constitution. The Bill of Rights was not in the initial paperwork. So they went back and amended it, and they added that, right? So they added the bill, giving us freedom of speech, bear arms. Within the time span, things change, and that's why there are specific gun laws attached to regulation. Because hey, back then maybe they didn't have mass shootings. The time changed, the laws changed because it changes with the times, and to make sure that things are on the same level. I mean, there are things in the Constitution at the time that they thought it was perfect. They didn't have to amend anything.
Right.
But after a while, they figured, okay, after the Constitution, maybe we should have thought about a few other things. So
One thing that hasn't changed though is killings. People kill and they're gonna kill.
But bro,
the end of time.
Constitution don't even address shit like cyber crimes and shit like that, bro. We in a different world now, bro. So we have to update.
Although I would go with y'all if the war take, then just get his shit dismissed off the Second Amendment.
That's what.
Why did he get it dismissed? What was his case?
Bam! I got that. He got caught. He got caught with a gun. Fucking he got convicted of it on the appeal. You know what I mean? He came back. His argument was they violated his constitutional rights. He had a weapon for self-defense. What else?
Was it concealed?
Was it concealed? I mean, he threw it out the window.
Yeah, he threw it out the window. They got it and they put it on him.
I think, right?
Say that again.
And he was a convicted felon?
He was
Oh
a
no.
convicted felon. He was a convicted felon. That's why it's so much uproar about it, because it's like, damn, like for a long time they was trying to push that narrative, but when nobody acknowledging that shit. And then you got him out the Ninth Circuit, you know what I'm saying, come through on an appeal, you know what I'm saying, for possession of a firearm in his defense, he's saying that it violates his constitutional rights, you know what I'm saying? He's part of the people. He cited some cases from Helen in regards to the Constitution, saying that she considered everybody the people, you know what I'm saying, that was, you know what I mean, active in society, you know what I mean, and on that argument, they threw that motherfucker out, where they dismissed the case.
Hey, Wack, let me read it to you real quick. Got time. So yesterday, United States versus Duarte, a split panel of the United States Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit held that under New York State rifle versus pistol violates the Second Amendment as applied to Duarte, a non-violent offender who has served his time in prison and re-entered society. The opinion written by Judge B is as follows. Number one, makes it a crime for any person to possess a firearm if he has been convicted of an offense, punishable by imprisonment of a term exceeding 1 year. Stephen Duarte, who has 5 prior non-violent state criminal convictions, all punishable for more than a year, was charged and convicted. Number one, after police saw him toss a handgun out the window of a moving car, Duarte now challenges the constitutionality of his conviction. He argues that under the Supreme Court's recent decision in New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin, number one, violates the Second Amendment as applied to him, a non-violent offender who has served his time in prison and re-entered society. As step one of Bruin, we usually conclude that Duarte's weapon, a handgun, is an arm within the meaning of the Second Amendment text, and that Duarte's proposed course of conduct carrying a handgun publicly for self-defense falls within the Second Amendment's plain language. Want me to keep going?
Nah, what was the charge though? Well, yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Go ahead.
At second
So it's
step,
saying he got a right to have a gun.
right. At second step, we conclude that the government has failed to prove that categorically prohibition as applied to Duarte is part of a historical condition that delimits the outer bounds of the Second Amendment right. The government put forward no well-established and representative historical language that imposed a comparable burden on the right against self-defense that was justified, as compared to a sweeping, no exception, lifelong ban. We therefore vacate Duarte's conviction and reverse the direct district court's judgment entering the same. It says whether felons have a Second Amendment right to bear arms is not settled in our circuit. They do not. Until the intervening higher authority that is clearly irreconcilable is handed down, we as a third-party panel bound by that decision. Yeah.
So they're saying, let me get this right.
Right.
Felon ex-cons could buy illegal guns and have them. I don't think that's gonna flow, bro.
Yeah, that was their decision. It looks like they're appealing it right now. And the term that's highlighted is like non-violent offender.
Because how do a felon get the gun if they?
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Because you can't go to the
They
store and
gonna
go
open
buy
up. They got to open up a can of worms, bro.
They
That
can.
means illegal guns on the streets. You can't fuck with them no more.
No, because if you saying he can get them, then you setting precedents that I can go get an illegal gun as a person that don't got felonies.
So Wack, this was the crazy part about this case. This was the case that we looked at Boosie paperwork that they used to get him off,
Right.
allegedly,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we were looking at this opinion and say, hey, what the hell was in this case? What was his circumstances? Because he used the same case. But then I looked a little bit deeper. They were saying that, I'm not sure if you heard this or not, that the video got thrown out from the CI. That's what got him off. The fact that that video got thrown out, that's him being non-credible.
Bro, listen to me, bro.
I'm listening.
Hear me out. All I said was where to work.
We gonna say where to work. You know that. That's why I read mine.
My nigga, bro, I know dude was a CI. I'm the nigga exposed him.
He was on the floor, honey.
I exposed the nigga.
Right. In the clubhouse room, we know.
Right? I said, bro, I said, you the nigga had the video. Yeah, Wack, you didn't know. Oh, you knew. I said, you working, nigga. What you mean? I said, nigga, you told on 15 of your homies got him indicted. I got the work right here, you bitch ass nigga. And I got the letter that you sent to the judge, nigga.
I remember that shit.
Your life is in danger, nigga. You's a CI. Your phone was like a wiretap, nigga, when you put it on. You was working that day, nigga, and they used that as probable cause to pull him out. I'm the nigga exposed it. But my thing is, nigga, listen, where the dismissal? Wack, why you want it? Because we heard you telling. Can't nobody tell me I didn't hear Boosie telling, nigga. They can just speak. He can provide the dismissal, and I'm going to stand on I heard you tell it. I'm going to stand on that, bro. You told.
We all
Now,
standing on that.
if the CI come to find out ain't no good, and that's how you beat it, cool. I didn't beat cases on circumstantial evidence not being right? Cool. Nigga show the work. That's all we saying, show the work, my nigga. If you beat it because the CI was faulty, great.
Actually there?
Yeah, it sounded like he went out.
Yo, Wack, you still there?
Damn, that shit was lit too.
Yeah, double. In that case, he got to show that work because, like I said, when you read that work, everything is detailed, everything is checked out. That's why I read that shit.
Right in the
That's what I'm
black and
saying.
white, you can't hide it
Got-
there.
You can't hide that work. That's why everybody got to know what that work really looked like. Because it ain't no fake work. You see what I'm saying? So,
Exactly, yeah, no, it was
right.
authentic.
Right.
Hey, double.
What up, bro? That shit fucking up or your shit fucking up? I ain't hear you, bro.
Now I said how much you charge to run clubhouse rooms, like to host them. So how much you charge?
Oh, $1 million. Just
What?
1 million. $1 million.
$1 million.
You see this production, nigga? This is valued at more than that. It's like, what are you talking about, bro? What are you
I'm
talking
really
about?
trying to book you for an event, bro. Like,
Yo,
how much you
yo, yo, what the fuck? I got you, bro. I got you. $100. Give me some weed. Bring some weed. I got you. I'm not gonna charge you, bro.
$100.
I told you, you just had a baby, bro. I gotta give you something.
So it's free. I need you in 30 minutes, 35
No,
minutes.
that's not possible. Oh yeah, nah, at 5 o'clock.
Hold on. My client will be charging $500 to open a room. For each additional hour that room is open, it'll be additional $200. For keeping the conversation and having the moderators open, we're gonna have to charge you $50 per moderator.
And according to the Constitution,
folks.
it's free.
You just got signed,
No,
folks.
that's fine because you said that he got to open the room, so that's fine. We'll open it ourselves. We just need him to host it. I read the contract.
That's the hard part.
I read the contract, man. We read contracts, okay? I heard exactly what you said. You said he had to open the room, and the said room with all those rules. If he don't open the room, then it ain't said room. So, yeah, we gonna open it, and double. We need you to do the audio shit.
Oh, you need the audio? Okay.
Wait, audio is
got
gonna cost you $1,000 per hour.
In that
Yeah,
room
you gotta
that you were
listen
talking
to her,
about.
though.
I've been
You gotta
talking
In that
2
open
months
room.
today. I'm done.
Prince, we need you
No.
to run the content how you do for Sports Center hour on the thing. I need you to do that same thing. We're doing the Sports Center takeover in 40, 30 minutes, bro. I'm gonna come up with some topics. Angel Reese got that ass. We gotta talk about that. Taylor Clark, she know how to pass. We gotta talk about that. She just broke the assist record. All that. So yeah.
Ronnie had 12.
Talk about Malone and his kid that he had with the 13-year-old when he was 22.
I did
We
not
gonna
want
do
to
that
bring
again.
that up.
We do that. We do
Again?
that
I've
once
seen
a
that.
year.
Yeah,
We do
another
that
one?
once a year, but we'll do it again.
Malone
We'll do
wilding
it
again?
Nah, that's the old one. That's the one when he was how old was he, AB, when he did it?
He was 22, she's 13. He just now claiming the guy. He in the NFL now. What?
Oh, did he officially claim the kid?
Yeah.
Because he a star
The kid
now,
got
huh,
his
AB?
name.
No, he does not.
He don't got his last name?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, yeah, that little nigga look like him, dog. I remember that boy going to the league when we were talking about it. Yeah, that's crazy. All right,
Well,
well,
I'll
shit,
be
let's get
there.
back
I'll
to it.
be there, man. I'll
All
be
right, yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. I
I'm
just want to
supposed to
book you
start.
and
I'm
Prince.
supposed to get in my work. You know what I mean? But
I'm just
I
booking you
just
and
finished
Prince.
Act 2. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel like this is a trick
3
So,
pages a day type shit. You feel
say
me?
less.
But
I
you
got
know,
you and Prince already booked, so we good. And then A-Rod normally does audio, so he might be there too. So I'm just trying to double book the audio, but mainly double. I need
all
you
right,
and
for sure.
Prince to do y'all thing.
I'm gonna
You
give.
know, everybody like your tape.
I'm gonna give you a parlay and leave.
Nah, man, I need you to hold it down. I'm gonna be in there too, but I'm doing shit right now, so I'm just trying to set it up right. I got to buy a suit.
Possession of weapons type shit. You down in Houston, right? That's a your gun laws is kind of lax over there, right? You don't even license at all, right? In Texas.
Nah, it's an open carry. Yeah, but the thing is, I know in regards to felons, it's supposed to be like if you off of your parole, if you done with parole and you done with everything you need to do, you done pay back everything. After 5 years, you can possess a weapon for sure. But I mean, it is a good question what Wack was saying though, because how do you even go get the weapon? That's a real good question because anybody that sells you that weapon is technically in violation until them 5 years.
Well,
I guess.
You couldn't know went through a gun store, but you would have got you'd hit high.
No, but he
That's
right
a fact.
because think about it. If you setting precedents to niggas, the felons can basically
Hey,
have
look,
guns.
I'm back. Hey, bro, listen. See, here go the problem I got with the boots and shit, right? See, you niggas be talking like niggas is stupid. Nigga, did they drop it because of Ninth Circuit, Duarte, or did they drop it because the CI wasn't credible for the probable cause of the search? Stop talking to me like I'm slow, bro. Niggas is hot. If it was the Duarte shit, bro, the CI search shit wouldn't matter. It was the CI search shit, then the Duarte shit wouldn't matter. So which one is it?
Yeah, low key, y'all conflated that because they don't got nothing to do with each other. If one,
No, I'm just saying no, bro, because niggas is hollering the Duarte Ninth Circuit. Hey, look, bro, I don't know what the details of that is, right? If it's that, then it would say that. But if it's the CI wasn't credible enough for them to search, then it would be illegal search and seizure. Which one is it?
That's why we need the fucking work. Sometimes you gotta say
Yeah,
that.
but y'all hollering, that's why he beat it. But nigga, if it's the Duarte shit, it's gonna say that. But if it was the CI was faulty, then it's gonna say illegal search and seizure. So did he beat it under illegal search and seizure, or did he beat it up under the Duarte shit? Which one?
That's a good question. I'm gonna say I had said something about it because of what I was reading. I can post it in my
No,
PT.
but you nigga just said something about the CI was. Well, where you get that from?
Right.
Where did you get the CI is faulty? Where you get that from? What that's that?
I'm gonna be real. I ain't never seen that reported. This
Yeah, I
is the
ain't see
first
that.
time I heard that.
No, that nigga said whoever was talking said it. Nigga, where you get that from?
Who said that?
You know who the fuck you
Who
was.
said that?
Whoever that nigga that was talking, that was reading, you said it. Where you get it from? Where you go?
Talking to me, what?
Yeah, nigga, you said it. You said the CI was faulty.
No, I didn't
Okay,
say
well,
CI 40. I read off of the work. I was reading the work.
So the work said the CI is faulty?
No, I was reading off of the casework. I was reading to you. I didn't read that.
Where did you get the CI was faulty? Well, look, you said it, bro.
That came from the
Everybody
lawyer.
heard you say it.
That came from the lawyer interview. I said I was reading the work. That wasn't in that work. That came from the lawyer's interview. I'm trying to grab it right now.
Where is that at? Where is that at?
Give me 1 second. Let me grab it.
I'm gonna use that. Okay, you get what I'm doing, Drewby? Was the CI faulty, nigga,
I see.
or was it Duarte? What the fuck one was it? Which one was it? If the CI was faulty, Drewby, you never get to the Duarte shit.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That is a fact.
You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
So now it look like you trying to throw a bunch of things out there, and a lot of niggas ain't gonna grab it. But to me, I'm like, okay, well, which one was it? Did you beat it under illegal search and seizure, or did you beat it up under this violation of nigga constitutional rights, Second Amendment?
That's why the first thing I did is I asked you, did you hear about that? Because we want to know the difference between the two. That's why I asked you, did you hear about that?
No, ain't no motherfucking difference. What the fuck are you talking about?
Which one did he beat it under? Because that's what's coming out.
No, that ain't what you were saying, bro. That's not your, bro. You niggas is this what the women be talking about. You niggas do. And you ain't say nowhere in your combo what I'm saying right now, bro. You capping. You said the little booty shit fell up under the water shit. Okay, if that's the case, you need to show that. And then you came and said, "Lie to."
Oh, you on the phone?
Okay, well, Double, I'm gonna drop something in the back chat. Someone in the chat says something, but I'm gonna drop it to you in the chat first.
All right, okay. Yeah, no, it definitely is a Duarte. Let me see. Thank you. Let's see. Okay. It's the last one that was commented on with the girl standing there. Oh, okay, I got it. Oh, we got some paperwork. All right.
Wait, read it first to confirm, because I asked is it more than 2 pages, but I
Yeah.
took a peek. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Okay, so I looked at it, and this relates to, like, I don't understand how to put it. Like, so it's like, you want me to read it? Because like I see it, but I don't really understand. That's his name. I'm bugging. That's Boosie's name. Yeah, that's his name for real. Torrance hat. That's definitely his name. So this is real.
Okay. Yeah, Jesse, I don't have Pacers, so I just know what you got up. That's all. So.
Oh shit! Damn, Dre.
Yeah, I don't have Pacer. I was just reading the chat and I seen it and I checked it out from Jesse, because he did ask to come up and speak, but before I did,
oh, he put the watermark on it.
Yeah. You want me to invite him up to speak or no?
Yeah. I suppose. Why not?
Friends. That make me nervous.
We gotta let Wack, deliver and finish what he was saying, and then I guess we could do that because that's just gonna.
Well,
do
I
something
sent him. Well, he up here now.
Right.
I had sent him before you said.
Well, I appreciate you coming up, bro, for that information. For sure.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's all the paperwork right there. He got the miss on that Duarte case.
No. Yeah, for sure. No, I'm not questioning the Duarte aspect of it.
It's on Pacer though. Like I don't see why nobody went on there and tried to.
Well, you did. Shit. Yeah. Appreciate that.
I was trying to get Wack to see.
Okay.
But if you go on Pacer and type in his name, it shit gonna come right up.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to hear, I'm sure he see it now.
Yeah, he got it. If it's in the
See, like I only screenshotted 2 pages because it's like a whole bunch of pages.
So we would need the whole thing. Is that right? That's how it works, right?
How many pages is it?
You download the whole
It's
thing.
I don't know how many pages, but it's a lot of pages.
It's like 36.
But like
mad babies.
These like the first
download.
No, it's really only it's like 1 or 2 pages right here. So if one of y'all got Pacer, I can send you the link and y'all could just pull it up.
Well, you already downloaded it, right?
Like it's just a screenshot right here.
So somebody sent that screenshot to you or whatever.
No, I took the screenshot. Hold on, I'm finna go on Pacer right now.
You already got the whole file. You should just
Yeah,
drop the whole
if
shit.
you can go on Pacer and then screenshot the rest, because some of us don't have Pacer. We not like that. So I ain't gonna hold you. I don't even know how to read the paperwork, so I don't go for shit I can't read.
Hold on. Somebody gonna have to have, like, if I send a link, somebody gonna have to have a Pacer account to even open it, I think.
Friends. Yeah.
So you can only see those first. You can only see those first pages.
No,
like
it's
you don't have the rest.
No, like it shows the whole court process. It shows like every time they went to court, it shows like every time every motion they put in, and like they just put the motion in to dismiss because of that new law or something like they just passed, and once they put that in, that's when they dismissed it.
So you don't have the option to download that and send that to us?
Hold on, I'm finna see. I'm signing in now. But like I said, like the case zone is on there. Y'all can just go pull this shit up.
It's like in a page, right?
Oh, do you have
No, it's free. It's free. Like
a Pacer is free. I thought it's like 10. If you download it or access it or something, it's like 10 to the page.
man, it's free. It'll be saying that, but it's like this shit come right on up. Like when I put it in.
Hey, when I put in
ain't paid.
Pacer, a basketball team came up.
The Indiana Pacers.
Indiana Pacers.
It's Pacers that Pacer.gov.
Pacer.uscourts.gov.
Yeah. Then you gotta go type his name in, then go to history and documents.
Oh, see, for you is history and document because you've been moving around on there. So for everybody else, when you set up your account, it was different. Yeah.
I don't know, but like it's like 83. It's like 83 times they went to court and said something, like they got transcripts.
With you, Star Pacer is not free. You do have to pay per page, and then also when you make the account, you do have to validate it. Once you do that, it does give you an option to download a PDF. I can't read these files documents myself, but I felt like we can leverage your guidance and knowledge that you provided to take the paperwork. I ain't gonna hold you. I didn't feel like keep playing with you like that.
No, man, it's not, man. I don't know what y'all, because I ain't paid nothing. I ain't gonna pay.
I don't see how you could get it if it costs money. Like somebody sent. That's why I asked you. Somebody sent that.
Oh, like I'm looking at it.
Gotta verify it before we read it or do any of that kind of stuff.
How can I send y'all like another page?
You can screen grab it, so you can screen record your shit and slowly scroll through, or you can download PDF in the top right. Where it says download PDF or save to device.
Okay, if you can download the PDF, just email it to somebody, bro.
Download what?
You got the paperwork.
2 pieces of paperwork that this gentleman said he was able to get on the Boosie case, but we like, well, where's the rest?
What work?
I'm about to send it to you.
You got the transcripts from all the court documents on Pacer.
From Boosie.
What he got? The arrest paperwork? Interrogation paperwork?
It's the Pacer shit, the court transcripts.
It ain't gonna be 2 pieces of work if it's Pacer.
Nah, it's like 86. He said. He says each time he went to court, everything. But he only sent two of the pieces just to show people that like where it's at. And now he telling niggas where to go get it, but they just telling him to download it and send it to him. But it's public. It's on Pacer.
There you go.
So we dive into that, and then we gotta, we'll have all our answers
Bro,
right
all cases is beatable. Cause you never know what the police did wrong, or you know what I'm saying, whatever. So when a nigga when we see a nigga telling, no, it was the all the guns with the security guards out doing that shit. All right, and then you come out and beat it. But nigga, hold on. You know we gonna act that. Well, you dismiss how you beat it.
I mean, hey, that ain't unfair to ask.
No, fuck no.
I mean, like, dude, well, this can't trip it. Shit, just come out with the word. It's how it works.
Nigga, like,
Hit me? Oh, I'm about to say. Y'all go pull that work, man. Need that.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Justy. Go.
Say the dismissal is only one page. I got it downloaded, but I don't know how to send it to y'all.
You got an Instagram?
Yeah, I got an Instagram.
Screenshot it and send it to my Instagram.
Man, I'm new on here. Like I was just trying to.
You don't know how to screenshot on your phone? Or
Yeah, I know a screenshot. I'm talking about.
Alright, now click on my profile. My name Brock.
Brock. I tried to send in your messages, but I don't know if I did it right.
Oh, you sent me a message before?
Yeah, on here.
Oh, okay, nah, send it to me on Instagram. Go to Instagram because I never got your message. I don't even know.
Okay.
But send it to me on Instagram. Go to click on my Instagram, Brock click, and then I'm
Like
gonna
I
share
said,
it with the room.
It's the same page like that I screenshot it.
You say what?
See, it's the same page that I screenshot. It's only one page that the dismissal.
Bro, this gorilla shit. God damn, nigga. What did you say?
Hold on, let me
Yeah, send it to me, bro, on Instagram. Just DM me. That's all. The picture. Or record the video. And then send it to me. It's a long page that you can't just screenshot.
I just sent it to you, bro.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah. I just sent it to you. You got it.
Send it away. Let that nigga look at it when he gets there.
But I don't know, like, I mean, the one page is the one page, but the other portions we don't have. So.
Hold on, hey, you gotta set my invite on Instagram.
I'm accepted right now. Oh, I got accepted for you to send a message? All right, hold on.
Well, yeah, you gotta set for me to send a video.
What's your name?
Hi, boy Jesse.
All right, so it say the Wardy shit. That's what that said. It's the Wardy shit. So
that's what it says.
Yeah, see, now it's getting weird. This is the Wardy shit. Why is the attorney doing interviews talking about the witness, the CI?
I don't know, but it's all like every step in the court case is like it's on paper. It shows every motion they put in, everything.
This shit that Dre just sent me, it was authentic, and they filed under the Wardy shit, and then it says something about the court is granting the motion or whatever, right? So why isn't the attorney just saying if this is authentic and not no bullshit? Why is the attorney, the patient gonna tell us? I'm gonna make that up. Why is the attorney talking about it was dismissed because of the CI?
I got the motion on here too, like it's like 8 pages.
Now I see the motion on these too, but actually I can't say that. What is the content what the attorney is saying because of the CI?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, I need some official saying that.
Yeah, where is that? Yeah, because I ain't heard the attorney say that. Somebody whoever that was reading the shit said that the attorney said that. So I ain't never heard it. That don't make sense for the attorney to put it on the CI wasn't credible if it was dismissed under the Dewarty.
It just got dismissed on the 12th. So I don't know if that lawyer interview was before that or not. I'm not sure.
Lawyer interview ain't finna be doing all that. Better not be.
So anybody got an email so I can send the whole PDF file?
Yeah, I seen my email on Instagram.
Yeah.
Where's that? Prince the one said he heard this interview with the lawyer, right?
If I'm gonna go through it myself, I want to see it.
I didn't say his lawyer, Wack. I said a lawyer. I'm still looking it up right now. Though.
Come on, bro. What you mean, a lawyer?
That's why I asked you. Did you hear
Say,
about it? I heard it online.
It's some article say that non-violent fellas can get their gun license back now. Well, I'm thinking that's how he beat it.
No, if this paperwork is authentic, he beat it under the awarded shit. Right? So now that answers if this is authentic, how it got dismissed. You're not gonna get me out that he's a snitch because I heard him snitch.
Oh yeah, I ain't saying that. I'm just showing the paperwork. You heard?
Yeah, like I fall up under the old rules. Just because your snitching didn't work, don't mean you didn't snitch.
Stay away. The only reason I looked it up because I'm from the boot. You heard me? So I'm thinking like, damn, like did he tell? So like I looked at shit up.
Yeah, because we all heard him tell.
Yeah, that's why I looked it up.
Yeah, we know he told. That's 100%. It's like no issue. Real quick, the state case that was dismissed as well. We know that reason.
The state case.
The state case.
Because the feds picked
what
up.
State?
The state case, the San Diego state, when they charged him. That was for state first. That one got dismissed.
Why the fuck did he get to the feds?
Because they dropped those charges and the feds picked it up.
Why did the state drop?
That's why I asked you, did you hear about the CI being no good? That's my question to you.
No, I ain't heard none of that. Why the state drop?
Federal dismissed.
No, the state had to drop it first for the feds to pick it up.
They did.
Yeah. The feds dropped it.
That the water shit is on the federal level. It ain't on the state level.
100%. That's why I'm asking. Did you hear about that?
No, you can somebody I hear about it. Did you hear about it? Oh, nigga, like where's that?
I thought the state got dropped before they called him for this.
Well, why did they get dismissed?
I hear about it, nigga. Did you hear about it? Where you heard it from? What's wrong with this nigga, man? This nigga asked me if I heard something. He can't tell me where he heard it from.
Shit.
What, bro?
I ain't gonna lie, Chris. I know what you try. Look, bro, you gotta shoot direct.
I gotta find. I got
right
it.
now.
I ain't gonna speak till I find it.
I ain't
It's
gonna
all
lie.
good.
You gotta have the rec. You gotta have the work, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like the shit you just said. Just retract it right now. Because it wasn't it. Because for right now,
until I get to work.
Yeah, because for right now, ain't nobody ever heard that. You know what I'm saying? We got
Say, Brock, I sent it to you.
Pretty big platform.
Email.
I know. I'm about to get on my email right now. I'm walking in. I gotta get a fucking suit. But and I'm gonna send it to Wack. And then we'll all go through it. I'm gonna send it to a few niggas that know how to go through that paperwork shit, see if it's some flaw in that. But
Cause like on Pacer, it shows the whole timeline of everything they emotions.
I'm reading right, and it says that state case was dismissed, but his attorney said in June 2023 his rights was being violated because he couldn't be federally charged for something that was just dismissed in a state case. So they initially said his rights was being violated from jump.
Yeah, but there's a lot of niggas get their gun charges upgraded like that.
Nah, they had Boosie dead to the right though. He just it's something about that Duarte case that got him off because they had him.
Yeah, that Duarte case, I read that.
But like you know, in the paperwork I sent y'all, it say Duarte and there's another case too.
Yeah, it's another case on there they filed. So
Romney.
If that's authentic, what you said, that's why they granted it. Cool, right? Boom. I'ma still call him a rat because I heard him rat, right? So that's it.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
now
I ain't arguing that though. That's why I looked it up.
Yeah, now we on the state case. Like I didn't, So that paperwork we got, that must have been state. That must have been the state level. What it definitely was. It was in the motherfucking. So he got arrested.
See, all that paperwork is on Pacer too. Like it's in the same area, you heard me? But like. Like it shows the gun and all that. It shows the body cam. It show like a picture of the body cam and shit. All that.
The state had to drop the give it to the feds.
Yeah. See, I tried to get the body cam, but they don't want to release it.
Yeah, it's hard to get body cam. They say in Cali.
Yeah,
Florida,
yeah.
they say you get it real easy.
Yeah, like I tried to get it, and like they said, they don't want people knowing how they telecommunications and shit like that. They don't want people to know how they get people.
I wonder why the state dropped it.
They had to drop it for the feds to charge you for the gun.
Because of that, the warranty law ain't.
Yeah, they did
They
my
don't got nothing to do with the state.
They did my little brother like that. With a state gun charge, they dropped it. The feds for them.
Because I don't think that Ninth Circuit law thing had passed yet. That's my
It had.
yeah.
That
Like it just passed like last week.
The Ninth Circuit shit happened 2023. Other law used in 1964.
I don't know, like it, but it's articles on that news.
Listen, how a nigga beat it is cool. That's like, this why I don't know why. So I didn't beat shit. I just show the work.
You totally right. You let niggas kill. Even if he did, you want video too.
Yeah, you tell it. Like, yeah, you know, we just want to make sure you beat it that the way you beat it. I mean, you still tell it.
Yeah. I watched that Vlad interview too. He ain't really say nothing about the paperwork or nothing.
That's why we got to make sure this shit is authentic. If what you got is on Pacer.
It's on Pacer. All you gotta do is type his name in, like go to find party, type his name in, and then it's gonna show it's two separate ones though. So you gotta click on the one with the long timeline of like all the motions they put in and shit. And like it's gonna show you everything.
I'm sorry, I'm reading. It seems like he tried this motion before in this case, and they denied it. So this is the second time, and it went through. They said in June. So they said.
Because the Ninth Circuit didn't pass that law yet.
Yeah, so they had denied the motion. So they waited for this to pass to retry again. So he tried to get off on this before.
Yeah.
With the same type of Second Amendment clause in there.
Yeah, but like the feds just passed the warranty thing.
So it's pretty much confirmed that it's definitely the Doherty case that got him off. But if it would have never been passed for Doherty, then Boosie still be fighting on it.
Yeah.
Doherty doesn't want to still in jail.
I seen an article though. They saying all non-violent fellas can get their guns back now. So I don't know how that's gonna go.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
I'm definitely trying to get my shit back.
What law they passed saying that?
The Ninth Circuit said the warranty case is go. Hold on,
that still ain't the law. They kicked it out. No, I know they kicked it out. They kicked. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I don't mean you go in that bitch and buy a gun. Shit.
I don't know.
That's where they're gonna just have to reshape all of that shit, cause you know what I mean. Like it just don't specify it. You know what I'm saying? And that's a fault on their part when it comes down to that. A lot of people haven't been, if you ask me, you know what I mean? Because I was under the impression we ain't got no rights no more. You know what I'm saying? It went until all this shit started popping up that I started actually researching the shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just shit. Yeah,
give me a lawyer to see if I can get my shit back. If it's real.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Real talk. I'm trying to get me a chopper for Christmas, bro.
Hey, listen, that's a fact.
But I ain't gonna do nothing without no lawyer or nothing like that though. Say Wack, and none of your people got the pace to log in?
Yeah, some niggas got that shit.
I heard somebody saying you gotta pay. I ain't pay shit.
We weren't necessarily looking into the validity of that really at this point. We were kind of like reading the article because I got an article up there talking about it.
Yeah.
But then once it was called into question, you know, we need the paperwork. It's the Hunter side, right? Can't be putting up unsubstantiated claims and shit like that. We gotta be on point. So.
Yeah, but like all the case numbers right there. All you gotta do is them screenshots I sent y'all. Just type them case numbers in.
I appreciate it.
So the state dropped it thinking they was gonna fuck them on the Fed level. And the water shit kick in, and that backfire on him. All that nigga had to do was follow the police shit and shut the fuck up, get his Miranda rights read, and he'd have been clean on this. Instead, the nigga sounding like a mother. The police begging him to be quiet.
I feel like they had him though into that Duarte shit though. Like they had him. Like that shit on video, and then they found the same gun.
Oh,
they had him. They had him, son. It's just, that's what made me curious to go find it.
I
Damn,
swear.
how the fuck he beat that shit?
That nigga threw a Hail Mary.
Yeah, I'm like, how the fuck?
Yeah, but we already gave up the playbook, bro.
He damn so did. He damn so did.
Ruby, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
whether you're telling work or not,
You still did. You still told. You still
You know what
told.
I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, bro. Man, bro, Ruby, am I right or wrong, bro? Am
You
I saying
absolutely
something
right.
wrong?
You ain't saying nothing wrong. The nigga told. You know what I mean? You beat the case for Duarte, but it don't change the fact that nigga you told.
That you told.
Did the bodyguard shit go fair too?
I don't know. We couldn't find this shit.
He claimed
Bodyguard shit. The bodyguard shit. He claimed this one gun, and you got to remember. I don't think they ever put both of them on him because they couldn't because they had the video with Bootsy with the one on him. The bodyguard claimed his one licensed gun because he said in there he checked his gun onto the plane.
If somebody can find his name, I'll go and look on it right now and see if he even went fed or not.
It's gonna be in that. Who got that work we read? Gotta go pull it up. It's in our chain somewhere. But I don't think they knew they couldn't put the gun on the bodyguard. Bootsy was verbally trying to put the gun on him. The bodyguard, I remember the paperwork saying he checked his gun that he owns onto the plane.
Yeah.
He claiming one person.
I watched that Vlad interview. He said the bodyguard still work for him, and that the bodyguard checked both guns in, but both guns weren't in his name. Like that's what he said on Vlad.
Yeah, he only counted for one gun.
Bodyguard only spoke up for one pistol, bro.
Yeah. But like I said, if somebody can find his name, I can see if his went fed. It should be on paper too.
What?
He said the bodyguard said he only one gun was in his name. You can't check in it's not in your name.
That's what the bodyguard said. He said, nigga, he checked one gun onto the plane.
That's what Boosie said on Vlad. He said, Boosie, he said the bodyguard checked in both guns, but only one gun was in his name.
That only one.
That ain't what the bodyguard said.
That's what he said on the Vlad.
Yeah. That's what he said on Vlad.
But what Boosie didn't understand is it wasn't taken away from the fact that they knew you had possession of the gun, and he wasn't trying to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They knew he had possession of the gun. That's why they said, look, we want to read your Miranda rights, and then we're going to show you why we doing what we doing.
He shouldn't even went to no interrogation room. None of that.
No, he could go in there, nigga, just be quiet.
So when I used to do it, I used to tell him, man, go on, take me to jail, bro. Take me to no interrogation room. I don't want none of that in my paperwork. Go on, take me to the jail. Take me to the parish. He in there trying to explain himself. Then I feel like he talking about that diabetes thing. I feel like he got scared or something. He talking about he passed. He talking about he passed out and shit. I was like, man.
Nah, that diabetes is real.
Yeah.
Like, niggas got diabetes, that can be real.
Yeah, but you know when the police get behind you, niggas start panicking. That shit. Oh no.
If your sugar drops in the milk, you gonna start paying.
But I sure try to get the body cam. I requested for that, but they had denied it. They say something about that they don't want nobody to know how they get people and shit.
I believe
They also said that they was put the guns on the seat. That the police put the guns on the seat.
I sent them PDFs to Brock. I don't know where he at.
Appreciate y'all for coming through the No Room for the Week on the 100 side. You already know what it is. Shout out to Prince. Shout out to everybody that was picking the information. Shout out Drewby for the bombshell interview. That shit was fire. Came through today. Appreciate y'all. 100. Waiting for that link though. Where that link at, though?
I don't think the room open yet, though.
All right.
No, I think it's open. I see it. Hold on. I just got the notification for it.
Shout out to the 100 side. No room for the.
No, I guess not.
No room for
Good shit, y'all. Good shit,
100
y'all.
and none.
We don't get it right all the time, but we get it right most of the time. Salute.
Yeah.
Great room, man. Great room. Our big Josh
Good shit, man.
I guess not.
What happened?
Oh, I seen the link to the room.
Oh, no, I don't see that shit. Do not even see it.
What's the next room, Deborah? Yeah.
Sleepless in LA. They asked you to host it. You gonna host it?
Hey, this was a good room.
I thought he was joking, but like, I think he's serious.
Nah, you serious?
I gotta get to my writings. Is
Can't find this.
lazy as hell.
I know where that link at.
305. What up? What up, Tino? Shit, all my niggas.
What's up, my boy?
Shit. He's naughty nerd. Naughty nerd ninja.
These are the
Why y'all
rooms
so
that
much
make niggas
quiet?
think.
Because we're waiting for a link, but that ad lib was stolen from Max B. So every time we do that, it's Max B.
Free
I
Tory.
did it because of my
Free
picture.
Tory.
It doesn't look like it.
Wow.
Free Tory.
My life is like a movie.
You see them yelling free Tory at Megan?
You ain't say nothing the whole time. You gonna say that?
She
Nigga, you
almost
could've-
You
Just
see
a troll.
He ain't
He
even
wants
say
some
shit the whole
attention.
time.
He
And now
wants
you
some
gonna say
attention.
that. You need to host the next room, man.
Did y'all
Free Tory.
did y'all listen? Did y'all motherfuckers put something on this book yet?
Oh, that's a good question. Did y'all pay for his commissary? Yep.
Hell
Now,
yeah,
now
spirit.
free
I
here.
sent that nigga prayers.
In spirit?
Yeah.
I
The
sent
in
hella
spirit.
prayers.
Y'all need to put something on this motherfucking book.
Nah,
Since
you
y'all
need to
want to
go
touch
check
all of this.
on Megan Foot.
No.
Go
I
check
already
on
did.
Megan
She's
Foot.
fine. She's twerking and
That
stuff.
fake ass
Valentino, not too motherfucking much. She went for that. Not too fucking much.
Megan look like she losing a little bit too much weight.
Nah, she got
Y'all
that.
niggas always got something to say. Here come the pizza man.
Nah,
See, that's what I'm saying.
Just saying that
coconut
But
fucking her up.
just make sure y'all run him different type of noodles. Like make sure y'all run him different. I know. I know for a fact. I know them shrimp noodles is real good. So make sure y'all put that in this box too.
You know what else is real good? That those.
That's cool too. Fuck is you saying? As it should, nigga. He need a haircut. How about that?
And that BBL,
Y'all
she
gotta
got
put
the shit
that in
lined
the
up.
box too. That's cool.
And that
Drake got that
I
too.
don't give a fuck about Drake.
Oh, the
I don't know, y'all was
lipo.
just
Why she lying about
y'all
lipo?
Drake. Y'all don't care about Drake.
Why she lying about being on coke?
Where the fuck Pink at?
Think I got this? Why she lying about being on?
They said where the link at.
Oh, true. Where the link at?
Oh wait, y'all saying the link for the next round? Oh, it's time. Oh, guess what, y'all? Oh my god, guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Y'all remember? Guess what? Shout out to Megan.
There's nothing even played.
You want us to say what?
Yes, I was waiting.
Oh, you missed it.
Fuck y'all. How Megan say? I just want to say fuck y'all. Period.
Nah, Megan
Yeah.
don't do coke.
Hold on, that sounds do look like her when she say eh. Wait, look at that. Look at my PCR. Don't that look like her?
Can I get one, Mike? Who's opening the room? Because I just seen the room open by Fish. I go in the room, but then it says the room's not available. What's going on with Sleepers?
I do not know.
Hi, Jay's. I haven't
Nah,
seen you.
Brack said he needs somebody to run it. I'll run it. He said he's gonna open it.
I have no
I
keys.
can't open it. I don't have the ability to open it.
I can't open it either.
Yeah, I can't open nothing. I'm not an admin.
I also probably but
Yeah,
whatever. I
weird.
can't open it.
I would think that the admins.
Where the
would
hell
be up in
TG3
there.
at? Hey, TG3, crack that room, bro. Come on.
Hey, here, what's going on?
He on stage. TG3, you there?
No.
TG3.
Why y'all saying fuck man? Y'all is some hateful
Yo,
assholes.
I am hot.
Cause she a liar, man. Yeah.
So y'all niggas be lying all the time. Like
Nah,
they
but
lie,
that
they
type of lying.
cheat, they steal,
Nah, that's the lying she did though.
they
is
all
not
of that stuff. Now all of a
Hey,
sudden y'all
Double,
want
you
to
know what I
protect
just
this nigga.
realized? I
What the
watch too
fuck?
much.
You see her
I watch too much
comment
content.
now, let me stop.
God damn.
Yeah, and then what I don't understand is poor dick management. Y'all like letting no niggas know like, hey, this what happened when you fucking with two crazy bitches, and then you try to fuck with the white bitch. Then you kind of like put that shit in yourself. Then you trying to help this whole up. You know what I'm saying? You could have just left all of that shit alone. Like he chose to go with them. Like
Naughty.
whatever.
How tall is Megan?
You said what?
How tall is Megan?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
How tall is Megan? You know?
She's 7'1".
Ain't Tori like 5? Oh, she's 7'1". Okay, Tori 4'11". Got it. Okay, so what's up?
Hey, naughty PTR do look like
What's up? You say she's 7 something.
I
Tori
didn't say all that. I just
4'11".
asked how tall she was.
No. That's what the nigga said in the background. So you know, I'm just matching energy. Yeah, but that's listen. That's 305. I'm not playing with y'all
What up,
today.
three?
Not too motherfucking, but not too much. Did you worry about that eye rig you was supposed to get?
Hey, we ain't talking about that though. Hey.
Right. That's what you talking about. Y'all don't listen. Not too fucking much. You still opening? Oh, so basically y'all saying sleepless is sleep. Okay, that's
No, it's open. Oh shit. It's open now.
I thought that was a nice little joke. Yikes.
I thought it was funny, Naughty. I thought it was funny.
Thank you so much. Is that Whitney?
Fuck yeah, it is. That was funny.
See, that's what I'm saying. See, this Whitney get me.
I fucking do.
I love. Let me tell y'all something about my good clean sis Whitney. I love her down.
Yo, hit that link up top, man.
Be
We
on my
transfer
live
the
with me when I'm
traffic,
playing
man.
my
We appreciate
game.
y'all tapping in. No room for the weak on the 100 side. Make sure to keep your post notifications on, stay tapped in and updated with all the 100 side rooms. Like Wack always says, we ain't shit without our goo. Salute to the goo, always in attendance. Hit that link up top, you dig? Let's go.
My bitch is nice behind the wheel. I be popping out the window, I'm nicer with the steel. One thing the nigga can say is that hey, she baby real. She gon' shoot a nigga dead like she can kill. She always tell the friends that Bobby the pipe in is real. Let me control the tempo, baby, cause I'm nice with the bill. Cheers. I want you on your belly quick. Banks is the good side. I'm on my bigger belly shit. Body to the body, your thigh touching the shawty. My eyes touching the body. Got a high for collie. Bitch, I didn't know to take a piss in the lobby. Now she talk about catching the body. I want you. I gotta have it. And I need you. It's just like I gotta have it. I want you, bitch. I gotta have you. Need that thing, baby. And I need you. It's just like I gotta have my baby. Know I got it under control. Never was she cracking the pressure or was she cold. She ain't with that bullshit, my baby girl, she gold. Say a prayer for you, get your long kiss and good night. Get for you with some hoes. Riding in the roads, cruising in the third lane. This my first time around, I'm doing it for. We them niggas hitting them switching, they cooking drugs in the kitchen, they getting bitches like I love for my bitches. Got black girls, Puerto Rican, even got them Chinese, Ecuadorian white, even got them Guyanese. Y'all know how to find me. Lennox have 7 bags, say what's up to my mother. I never had a better dad, say what's up to my brother. Love to the women that's holding my nigga down while he's sitting in prison. You don't know how a nigga living. Let's not talk about the past, let's just forget it. Let's just forget it.
For those that are just entering the room, we are now transferring the traffic. Hit that link up top. The next room is now open. Sleepers in LA on the 100 side. You know it's 100 side and no side.
It's just like I gotta have it. Close your eyes, come on, you close your eyes, baby, you close your eyes, baby, you close your eyes,
It's 100 side or no side.
You ain't gotta pretend to me before you was my lover first, baby, you wasn't friends with me. I'm the kid, bitch, imagine my work. Man, clubbing, fucking bitches, all of that shit is work. Had to get up on the titty, started grabbing the shirt. I'ma lay you down, put you on your back and then work. Make her wet it up, put it in, check out the work. I be popping more bottles than the package of work. All my bitches, throw your hands in the sky, let's get it poppin', get high. I'm for your nigga, just be ready to buy.